welcome to the Metalheads podcast. My name is George.
This is Jay.
This is Will.
And this is John.
And we are back with episode 67, I think it is. We do not have a guest for you today, but we've got something even better. And I'm going to let John tell you about it.
Yeah, so in place of a guest, I suggested maybe we do something like a roundtable discussion. We keep hearing about these roundtables on television with everything that's going on in the news media. But I thought this might be kind of a fun way and an interesting way to talk about maybe something that's important in metal, an issue, something that comes up. Could be anything that may kind of spark some good discourse. So
heated debate.
Yeah, it could be that, or it could be just us
fisticuffs.
Waiting through the minutia to get to the end. I don't know.
And best of all, it strokes our egos because it's more us. More us, less them.
Well, if it comes to fisticuffs, John and I are in the same room, so we'll fight. You guys can troll each other online.
Well, it'll be like
no. Each of you will fight for. You'll choose somebody whose honor you will fight for, and George and I will cheer from the background.
Yes, like the what was that game? The Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Oh God.
I choose John.
Those robots are way more manly than we are.
What's the one? Is that the one with the red and blue? And you're like, oh, my thumb. So.
Oh no, that's Hungry Hippo. Which would work too.
That's sort of the same game.
Jay, that's lunch, Jay.
No, but I do know I do remember Rock'em Sock'ems.
Okay, everybody under the age of 40 just left.
Turn it off.
They're like, what the hell are they talking about? Anyway.
Hard cheesy. What?
Do you remember the game Perfection?
No.
My wife and I just saw this on
Everybody under
something.
the age of 44 just left.
It's the game. We saw it in a movie or a TV show or something. It's a game where the board presses down and you turn on a timer and you have to put all the correctly shaped pieces in before the timer runs out. Otherwise, it pops up and they all fly out.
You know, that sounds vaguely familiar.
I used to love that game. You know, like
is this
42 years ago.
Is this the nostalgia era? Does anyone remember Morris the cat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Felix the cat.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So we had some roundtable topics, and I'm going to let John continue with that since we got a little off track.
No, we got a few. So, I mean, what do you want to do? You want me to pick one and we'll just start talking?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it, man. Just throw your finger on the page and see where it lands.
All right. So this one Will seem to be interested in. So why don't we do this? So I came up with this thing. Is there just too much music available in the digital age? And the reason why this came up is because I read a lot of review sites. I'm sure we all go like the Angry Metal Guy. And I'm always sending George a text like, Angry Metal Guy's dead to me now because they just trashed one of my albums. Or like then 20 minutes later, Angry Metal Guy's back in good graces.
Yeah,
and just posted another review. But I read the comments from people and they're kind of nasty. I mean, they're trashing albums. Oh, this band sucks. And you're like, what are you talking about? They're great. And so I started wondering, is there just too much out there? Are we expecting too much now when we're searching for music or looking for something new? Because I use Rate Your Music a lot, not because I believe in what people are rating albums, but I'm just curious to see what rates high, what rates above anything else.
But also you see names, sometimes you'll see something you don't know and you're like, okay, I'll take a stab at that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I tend to use that site for is because it'll be like 100 best albums of 2017. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't necessarily care what they rate it. I'm just going through there looking for albums I haven't heard of. And I can usually find 4 or 5 that I've never even heard of, which is, you know, for me, is pretty fucking crazy.
And the rest of us just saw 67 of them that we've never heard of.
So, yeah.
Right. So I started wondering, are we so spoiled now that we have so much music? I mean, Bandcamp, there's a new album coming out every freaking day.
Every
that
5
we're all talking
minutes.
about. Yeah. Well, so I don't know. I think
we're definitely spoiled because, you know, you think back to when we were teenagers and the limited access and funds that you had to get new music. It was like maybe you get 1 or 2 albums a month if you're lucky. And God help you if you just bought it on an album cover and it sucked.
Well, go ahead, John.
No, go ahead, Jay. It's fine.
I just read, and I was looking for a chance to say this tonight, but I just read Brian Slagle's book. For those of our listeners who don't know, he's the founder and continued CEO, I suppose, of Metal Blade Records, and he's kind of a heavy metal hero of sorts. But it was interesting to hear him talk about the early days, about how he never received a demo tape he didn't listen to. Mm-hmm. But that wouldn't be the same now, because I mean, everything was like, the internet back then was the post office, and so it wasn't like he was getting the submissions that he might, because you can submit your demo to Metal Blade's website and they get 100 a day, 1,000 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and so
I used to listen to every album that I received for review, like 14 years ago, and now if I listened to everything that we received, that's all I'd be able to do. And I still probably couldn't keep up.
Jay, you brought up a good point real quick, Jay. Just thought of this. I do this, and I'm sure you guys do this too. When I was a kid, yes, I would comb through these. For those of us who remember the
Columbia House?
No, before even that. No, the like the newspapers. You go to the record shop and you would just comb through these listings, and it would be like where they're from and how much. And the guy would say, "I might be able to get it for you in a couple of weeks." Okay, I'm in. But now George will say, or you guys will say, "Oh, check this band out." I'll go on to Bandcamp or I'll go on to Spotify or whatever. And I'll put it on, and within 1 minute, I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I find myself doing that all the time, and I'm like, wait, this band might be really good. And I just might not like this one song, and I'm definitely guilty of that.
Somebody, I don't know who it was the other day, and it may have been at work, but the fact that a lot of times you can stream the music right now, so you can literally, it's like, oh, check this band out, and you could, like on Bandcamp, you can stream entire albums if you want to without even paying for it and check it out. Yep. Sometimes it's just like a little snippet, especially on iTunes, it only gives you a minute and 30 seconds. But I'll tell you what, if you have your one premiere song on there on Bandcamp that says, here's our new album, new release, here's a featured song. And with so much music, I don't have time sometimes. Like if I'm going to check out 10 different bands that day or that afternoon, I don't have time to listen to the whole thing. If you don't catch me now in like the first 20 seconds, I'm done. Yep. I'm done.
Actually, I want to do you one better, Will, because this is, and I've been meaning to bring this up on the pod anyway, and that is, I think Will and I comb iTunes a little bit more than you guys do. Well, I do Bandcamp and stuff, but I think you guys live a little bit more there, where Will and I always check out the new stuff on iTunes.
I go there too.
Yeah, and I go other places as well, so I don't mean to say
I go everywhere,
that,
Jay. Jay, when I'm looking for new music, I come over to your house in the middle of the night. I look through your collection. Okay, I look everywhere.
Dude, that's my underwear drawer.
I'm like the reverse Santa Claus, okay? I go to everybody's house in the middle of the night. I have this sleigh drawn by demon reindeer, and I go to everybody's house every night, and I look through everybody's collection to see what they got.
Yeah, that you don't have. Yeah.
Jay, those aren't underwear pants gnomes from South Coast. It's George.
So to finish my point.
Yes.
So Will was saying, if you don't catch them in 15 seconds, one thing I think, if you're in a band and you put some sort of prolonged intro with horses or God knows what, I'm out of there. Every time, if I push it, when I look in track one, I never listen to track one anymore, because if track one is 1 minute and 13 seconds long and I'm testing something, I'm like, I'm not going to listen to whatever weird violin bullshit thing it might be cool for the record, but that's not how I'm going to get to know it.
Yeah. And I oftentimes I fast forward through stuff like, okay, here's the first minute, there's no vocals. Let me fast forward, still nothing, fast forward. Okay, let me hear about I'm out, I'm done. Or sometimes it's I like it, and then it'll catch me, and I'll buy it.
This is why on Bandcamp, when I see an album that interests me and I go to listen to it, I always start with track 2. Just because so many times the first track is useless.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, sometimes it's their best track, but I always start with track 2. And
if it's less than 2 minutes, it's a waste of your time.
Yeah. Well, if it's a 9-minute opening track, I might start with it, but it's just my rule of thumb. I start with track 2. If that is good, then maybe I'll go back to track 1.
Hey, Jay, I have a suggestion for you in the situation where you find the under 2-minute opening track. Start with track 2.
Yeah, no, I do. Or to be honest with you, I'll go deeper. I'll even go, for some reason, I'll go 4 or 6 or something.
Jay says, I'm going to the last track. If that's a 1-minute track to start, I'm going to the end.
So you know, the Catatonic Society, the first track is going to be 2 minutes and 1 second.
Yes. With a ton of vocals very early. But I mean, what happened to the days when you would push the button and you got the opening riff for Four Wheel Burnin', you know what I mean, or something like that, and you were just like, dude, I am hanging around for this.
I wanted to back up a little bit. I said I didn't want to talk over you earlier. When you're talking about listening to the first 20, 30 seconds of a song, and go back to the 80s, and I remember reading that A&R guys, if you didn't hook them in the first 20, 30 seconds, with a cassette, they would take it and they would throw it out the window of the car because it was no good. And I was like, God, how could you possibly, because at the time I was, trying to put together music and I wanted to submit music somewhere. And I was like, man, that just seems so wrong to sum up something in 30 seconds. And now I get it.
Yep.
I'll take it even further. Do the album cover art. If I see a Travis Smith album cover, I'm like, oh, I got to check this out. If it's metalcore, I'm like really ready to tear my eyes out. I'm like, how could you waste this awesome cover on this stuff? And then I'm like, oh wait, the guy's working. He's going to work for anybody. They're going to pay him.
Yeah.
But to compare this to the old days. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
To compare this to the old days again, though, well, two things. One, records used to have a much longer shelf life. I mean, anything that's new is old 2 weeks later or something. But second, because information was so slow moving back in the day when we were all kids, and I got Number of the Beast, which is the record I frequently would mention. It was probably my first real life-changing metal record. And then I got Killers, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Who's this other guy?"
Yeah,
and because there was no central information resource center for me to go read about that stuff, it was hard to find Iron Maiden records, and so it's also just changed the experience. I mean, everything's so completely. There'll never be another Led Zeppelin because there'll never be any more Mystery.
What's funny? You say that is I was convinced for years. I mean, up until just a couple years ago, that. Peace of Mind came before Number of the Beast.
Oh, interesting.
Because I heard Peace of Mind first on a cassette from a kid who brought it over to my house from Little League practice when I was like 12, and that's the first one I heard. Then a little while later, I heard Number of the Beast, and up until literally a couple years ago.
Up until the Iron Maiden show just recently, if you listen to that episode.
No, but I mean, isn't that funny? We used to have to piece things together more, and so I regret that era of mystery about it. I think it's why a band like Ghost did so well for a while there, and not that they're not doing well now. And I don't know. John, honestly, I think there is a little too much. I think access is a little too high.
Well, let me ask you this. I know I'm probably dating a lot of people that might listen, but when I was a kid,
you dated a lot of our listeners. You two-timing whore.
I get around, man.
John's a pimp.
Yeah. Well,
Will, you have no idea how many ear infections he has given to people out there,
including myself.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, we're all roughly in the same age. I'm probably 3 years older from the closest person. But do you guys remember when you were kids doing listening parties? One person would get an album that nobody else had, and you'd all go hang out at their house and listen to it.
Yeah.
And
dub it.
And we're listening.
Yes, and dub it.
Yeah, and we're talking about 40 minutes to 42 or 3 maybe max on an album, or a Van Halen album, which was at 30. But by the way, I've been getting back into their early stuff a lot again. I'm like, man, these are really 30 good minutes.
Yeah, Fair Warning especially. That's the one for me.
Amen. But I mean, I don't know, and I'll throw this out to people who listen to the podcast that are a lot younger than us. I mean, did you do that when you were kids or in high school? Did you hang out with your buddies and just, hey, I remember, got the new Priest album, got the new Maiden album, and we'd all let's hang out, let's do it. Yeah. And because that's what we did, because we were outside. We weren't sitting there playing video games all day.
Yeah.
We were looking to get in trouble, physically get in trouble.
You know what we used in my family, because of scarcity, and this would just because my brother and I were young, we would sit down with a list of releases that we knew were coming out, and we would pick them. I would say, I'm going to get the next Iron Maiden, you'll buy the next AC/DC, because we couldn't afford to buy a lot of records. And that way we knew those records would both come into our house, but it was still a sort of we both sort of mutually owned them, but we both knew, okay, that one's yours. And it was just so that we could hear these records. And we would breathlessly come home from the record store, throw it in, and just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a more in-depth experience when you actually had to sit there either with the vinyl or with the CD. You read the lyrics. You just sat in your room. You didn't have like the Sony Walkman and the CD player came along a little bit later, but you were stuck in a room if you wanted to listen to that, and you listen to it. And I remember, like, I know albums from the 80s back and forth way better than I do almost anything.
Song titles, lyrics,
Yep.
the length of the song you knew, producer,
liner notes.
Yes, everything.
Yeah.
I used to do that. I used to have contests with my friends. I'd be like, pick up any of my records, ask me what the second song is on the third, so whatever, you know what I mean? And I was always right.
But now it's like, and I see, and I think all four of us are guilty of this. And you see some of these people that are on Bandcamp who must buy 10 albums a day. And sometimes, George, I have to admit, I wonder this about you. Like, how can you listen to that much music? Because I struggle, and I can listen to I listen to music all day at work, but it's I'm working and it's all in the background. It's really hard for me to find time to really get in depth and listen. And because it's so easy to buy music now, I mean, it's a download, click, done, and I got it. And then it's like, okay, well, I just listened, and now we have the box. We get all the promos.
Yeah.
So I listen to all these albums, but I don't get that in depth unless it catches me.
Unless it grabs you.
And then unless it really grabs me. So I listen to, the year-end podcast. I listen to about 20 albums, 25 albums.
That you never
Definitely not 40.
Yeah. Definitely not 40. But even still, like I will be the first one to admit, when I'm doing my year-end list or my mid-year list, like I'm not as intimately involved with those albums as I was
85.
Yeah, in 85, because in 85 there was only 6 albums that 6 or maybe 10 albums
they could
whole
actually
year.
get.
Yeah.
So let me ask. Okay, I got just a quick sidebar because I'm like you. When I'm in the office, I listen. If I can listen, I got my earbuds in.
Yeah.
Is anyone else like me? If you're at work and you're listening, and then somebody comes up and asks you a question, and you stop playing, you're like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" Do you get pissed that you're like, "Man, I was in my fucking groove listening to this album. I was into this. I don't know where I left off. I got to go back and start the song over. Oh, fuck, I'll go to lunch."
Actually, I have that disease, but what it is I'll be walking around doing stuff, and for some reason, this happens to me all the time. I swear to God, and I'll be like singing the chorus to a song or one very specific start to a song in my head, and I'll get back and I'll push play on my iPod again, and it was the next part. It was because my brain is like really trying to close that gap. It's trying to like go. It just wants to satisfy what I didn't finish. It's really weird, but it happens all the time.
Yeah, it's a lot like your wife.
That they say that if you've got a song stuck in your head, it's because you didn't finish. It didn't resolve, and so you need to go back and listen to the whole song again to get it out of your head.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of songs that I hear that I don't want to resolve that are stuck in my head.
Yeah. Well, I've been having Sweet Caroline in my head all week because of those stupid commercials where the two people in the cars pull up and they're singing it.
I'm blaming Jay for that because he mentioned it on the last podcast, and now I can't. Or when last one we did when we were here, and I can't get that damn song out of my head now.
I do. Hey, my TV has a mute button. Do you guys not have a mute button? Come on, man.
You know what does not have a mute button? My children and so many Disney songs in my head. Oh man.
So actually, to share one other interesting fact with you, though, just about the way we consume music, and this is a little bit of an offshoot. But again, I read the Brian Slagle book, and he says, and Brian Slagle would know because Brian Slagle's been involved in a lot of different big major label deals and all kinds of stuff. He said 10 to 15 years from now, it's going to be all streaming, and the way the money will be made. And he said that Metal Blade right now has almost replaced their lost yearly income on physical product just through streaming.
Nice.
Isn't that crazy?
So that's interesting.
Wait, say this again.
Streaming. So like not downloadable music, but like, what's the big one?
Like Spotify and stuff.
Spotify. Yeah. So I mean that and whoever else does it, because I'm not.
I heard Spotify doesn't pay crap.
They don't.
Well, they may pay it to the labels. I'm wondering, because of Brian. Well, what he says is he says it's close. He said in the next 2-3 years, they'll be matching with streaming what they've lost with physical products.
Yeah,
but just because people don't buy them.
That's the label talking there, not the
that's
artist.
True. No, you're right.
Right. Well, the labels and artists, but labels are going to have more success at it. They can negotiate rates.
Well,
because there's certain, like Taylor Swift was like, I don't know if it was Taylor Swift. I think it was.
She pulled out of Spotify.
Yeah. But or maybe it was Madonna. Somebody was like, you can only have my music, but I'm getting X amount. But obviously not everybody has that kind of pull. But
No,
I believe.
But just to clarify, though, I really want to make a point here real quick, which is this. It's true that you're right, the labels are getting the money, but just because I've just read this man's book and I trust him implicitly with my soul now, not in Metal Blade's case. He's definitely paying his guys.
Oh, no, of course. But Jay, you made me think of something. I got an email. You guys have heard me recently saying I'm a big dark ambient fan. Huge. I have been for years. And I got an email from an artist that I bought from before, and I've got everything. It's a guy called Northen. He's from Sweden or Norway. I can't remember. And I'm probably making myself like a fool saying I don't know. But he sent an email to everyone who's bought from him and said, hey, I have a new album coming out. If you guys want it, it'll be on Bandcamp. You can download digital. But if you want the physical copy, I only have 150 right now. Email me and let me know. I'm trying to gauge if I need to keep making CDs for people. And I'm thinking, I don't think physical copy will go away, but it's going to go to that form where the artist controls more what they have out there on the lower end, not the bigger end, like the Metallicas and all those bands that's a different world. But for the low end artist, it sounds kind of liberating that you can control how much you're going to sell.
Brian Slagle talks about exactly that in his book.
Yeah.
He said now we have these target things which, by the way, the resurgence of vinyl has been good for him. He said they in 1982 in 82, whenever the CDs really kicked in, was it 86, 87 or something like that?
Maybe 87? 80,
Well, he was
86 maybe.
He was a diehard vinyl guy, and he was like, vinyl's never going to die, blah, 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 blah. And Metal Blade almost went out of business when CDs really took over because he received the biggest send back of Metal Blade vinyl that he'd ever received. And for 2 years, they didn't have any money coming in because he didn't get on top of CDs when he should have.
And now his vinyl revenue income is probably doubling his CD.
Every bit of that was sent back is gone. The warehouse is empty.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this real quick, just to clarify something. When you say that everything's going to be streaming, they're not talking about digital downloads. They're talking about literally like streaming services like SoundCloud and Spotify, right?
Now you don't even own a file. Wow. And he seemed confident in that. He said 10 to 15 years, that's where it's at. I mean, he also, bear in mind, this is a guy who says, like, we're always going to do vinyl, for instance.
Now that you feel good about reading his book and how you trust him, read Damn the Machine. You're going to go the other way.
It's sitting right in front of... Is it really that bad, George? Really?
Well, I mean, just ask Tom. Thomas Gabriel Fisher, that is. Just ask him how bad it is.
Oh, man.
He removed him. I'm pretty sure it's that grudge match why he backed out of the remasters.
Yeah, exactly. I read that whole thing, and I was so bummed when I was like, oh, man, I really wanted to have him involved in those remasters. And he was just like, I'm out of this.
Actually, he was until the last minute. I think
the last minute, yeah.
He only backed out because they didn't accept his liner notes.
Which I'm surprised because at that point it was, BMG, I think, owned the rights?
Correct.
Not Noise, because I've already forgotten his name. The dude that started Noise, he sold everything to BMG and walked away. So BMG should not give two shits what he has to say about this dude or Noise Records, even though they own Noise Records.
Hey George, 3 letters. BMG. That's all you need to know about them. They're a royal pain in the ass.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I just saw something from Tom today that he said, I will never trust a record label again, or something to that effect. I didn't read the article, but he's pretty bitter.
Well, I deal with that a lot in the upcoming Why I Love Celtic Frost thing that I'm going to have on the website in the next 5 days or something. I'm finishing it. But a lot of it is but Tom's bitterness drives that machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I sort of weirdly admire him for it, but...
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish him all the best, him and the band. But I'm kind of actually happy that he's a little bitter right now because I'm hoping the next Triptychon album is just nasty, wicked. You know?
Oh yeah.
And that he's channeling that into the music. So.
He claims that Cold Lake is as bad as it is because it was the happiest he ever was in his life because he was married at the time and stuff, and it just apparently sucked all of the artistic life out of him.
He goes into that in the book.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's another company's like, I don't know what those guys were doing. I was busy doing something else. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Well, basically, they're like, here, do this, make money, and he was just happy and like going with the flow and going, maybe I shouldn't, be such a dick. I'll try what they say, and the producer didn't give two shits, and it was
you know what was the tell sign on that one?
Cherry Orchards.
Nope. When the band name logo changed.
Yes.
And it went from some cool, like evil thing to like, oh, that's very symmetrical. That's very kind of artsy. And it's like, oh shit.
Junior high girls are gonna love this.
Yeah.
Just some marketing genius somewhere.
George, you need to save that right there. Junior high school girls are gonna love this.
I don't know if you guys want to segue into the new roundtable thing, but one thing, if you got any saved rounds, what we say in the Marine Corps, like, you got anything else to say? But I do want to find out what lemongrass tea Jay's drinking, what the giant stein that George has been pounding over and over again.
Yeah.
I have nothing before me. I just ate dinner and sat down.
Well, you know where I got this?
Vodka.
So then you know what's in it.
Yeah, get to the chopper.
Really? You only put Bex in that thing?
Today I did.
I mean, I thought maybe that was like you were going to try to hold yourself to that.
No,
standard.
just today.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, next year you're going to see that glass and it's going to be filled with quarters.
I'm assuming you got a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale?
No.
Again?
No. Bex.
Oh, it's Bex. I think, yeah.
Oh, you really have Bex in there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, seriously?
Seriously.
Because he's a loser, baby.
Yeah, well, keg's empty. It's what the corner store had.
Did you guys say what you had? I don't know if you guys said what you had or not.
Well, we started off with DC Brow, local DC brewery, and their Oktoberfest.
They will be at Decibel Fest 2018, by the way.
Yep, Decibel Metal and Beer Fest.
I'll be there. And I didn't get a chance to say how excited I was to find out Monster Magnet was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the only one.
I mean, my little personal, that's my clutch, John. Will, excuse me. John and Will, I want you to know that's my clutch.
I'm going to go ahead and say they're a little more metal, Monster Magnet.
Thank you, John.
Man.
Shut
the fuck up.
Hey, that clutch beer was interesting, though. I had that recently. The clutch, a sour porter, is it kind of?
Yeah, it's a sour porter made by New Belgium.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And now we are drinking the Atlas Brew Works Tomb Essence, which is an Imperial Stout.
Oh, I checked in the wrong beer. Oops.
What'd you check in? Silent Neighbor?
No, I checked in. I thought we were drinking Night of the Living Stout.
No. This is.
Wow, I gotta delete that check-in.
Well, we're gonna drink it later. Did you give it like 5 stars because you thought it was so good?
Well, it wouldn't make any difference. It's a different beer I checked in.
Well, you're gonna drink it in like 5 minutes.
I can go back and edit.
Anyway, it's Imperial Stout made by my brewery Atlas. My peeps.
To bring us back full circle. So I'm actually curious if anyone who's listening if they have any comments about what we were talking about this over amount or excessiveness in music. I think there's way too much for me to keep up, but I'm just curious what people who were younger than us that kind of grew up in this digital age, what they think about it.
I have to say, all 4 of us are coming from a certain point of view that has
transitioned into this.
Well, there's 2 relevancies here. One is, yes, Jay is transitioning.
Hey, dude, it's just pills so far. Back off.
But yes, I mean we're all in our 40s, and we started off on like basically 8-track CDs, vinyls,
cassettes,
and got into this digital age, and cassettes. But also, I think there's a little bit added pressure because we do have the podcast. We do have to keep up on the music. We do have to come up with the mid-year list, year-end list, reviews, all the new releases. Like, so there's a little bit, I personally feel there's a little bit added pressure to all this to keep up with things. And I have to give a shout out to, the listeners, Rick and Greg, who via Twitter always send out, recommendations, because it wasn't for you guys sending me recommendations, the occasional moment that I get to troll on iTunes and Bandcamp or whatever. And then what the listeners send via Twitter, like, I'd be kind of lost. It's valuable. So if you're listening, keep doing it.
Not only do I appreciate those guys sending that stuff, but then they'll actually engage us when we post stuff that we're listening to what they sent, which is good because I'm always curious to hear what they have to say about.
There was, I thought Greg had posted this, but I don't remember if it was Greg, but it was on Cult Nation, which is a website I really like to go to. Now, I always find some cool metal, mostly black metal from there. But have you guys noticed the trend lately, and maybe it's lasted longer than I know, but where to buy a digital download on Bandcamp, bands are starting to attach it to the purchase of a physical item. Felt like I just bought this Ziggurat is the name of this black metal band that I'm listening to right now on the record. It's just a great record, by the way. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't have it unless you ordered the cassette.
That's a dick move.
I have not seen
like that.
I have seen where they forget decimal points, and some things are 666 euros.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's stopped me from buying records before, and I bought this one because I really liked how it sounded. But it was they got me a cassette, which I don't fucking need a cassette. You know what I mean? So
you have a cassette player?
Fuck no. But I wanted the download. I had to do it to get the download.
Hey, Jay, do you have a pencil?
Yeah. I will say this is pretty cool looking, but I mean, whatever.
What, your pencil?
I should have waited until it's sold out. John, it's not the size of your pencil, it's how you write your name, buddy.
It's the number of your pencil, number 1, number 2, number 3.
Absolutely, dude. Let me see if if Calistoga is burning yet.
I wanted to circle back around to one thing that Will had mentioned, and he asked about all the music that I get on Bandcamp and how the hell I listen to it all. And, it's, first of all, I don't listen to all of it thoroughly. I do my best, but some things I pick up and it's just, it's not as cool as I thought it was when I picked it up. But I've always been guilty of that.
Because you can push the button so fast,
Sure, but I mean, even back in, less so in the cassette era, but more so in the CD era, I would pick up things and listen to it once and then never listen to it again. And
do you remember, we've talked about before, do you remember just picking stuff up based on the cover art?
Sure. Yeah, and I'd be like, oh.
There's no way to preview it.
Yeah, and I'd be like, oh, well, that sucks. Never going to listen to that again. And sometimes I call it like beer or Bandcamp goggles, because I'll go and I'll check out something. I'll listen to a few clips and be like, that's awesome. I'll put it in my wish list for later. I'll come back later and listen to it and either be like, what the hell was I thinking?
What did I see in this?
Yeah, what was... Yeah. I don't understand why I did this because this sucks. But sometimes I don't realize that until after I pick it up. And then I'm like, sure. Oh, that kind of sucks.
What I've noticed is my Bandcamp wish list is almost as long as my actual collection, numerically. Wow.
Mine's I think, well, no. but I have too many in my collection. But I do have like over 100 in my wish list, I think.
Because what happens is I want to check that out later, and then I just never go back and check it out.
My wish list is 2 right now. Because I actually go through, I have a purge session like once a month, and I don't want to see them there because I feel like I either need to buy them or get rid of them. So
I want them to change the wish list to, I'll check this out later section.
Well, I wrote to them recently.
Yeah, like a bookmark. Yeah.
I went to their like feedback or whatever. It was like to bitch about like something that didn't work, but I wrote them something nice, and so they actually wrote me back like within a day. And I was, Bandcamp. I was like,
dear Bandcamp.
One time at Bandcamp?
This one time at Bandcamp, I bought some music, and I stuck it in my woo.
Actually, it would be better if it was dear Mr. Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Since I am sure that is how your company got its name.
Well, I put things in my wish list, particularly if it's a pre-order, and it's not out yet, so I want to put it in there to remember to come back to it. And every Friday, there's new releases, and I go to my wish list, and I have to go, which ones were pre-orders now? Like, is this one out yet? And I go through and open up like 20 of them going, is this out yet? Oh, no, that's not till November.
You don't get a notification or something?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And so I wrote them, I was like, hey, it'd be really nice if like in my wish list there, I could see that something hasn't been released yet so that I don't have to open it up to know whether it's been released or not. And they wrote me back, and very friendly, kindly told me what a dumbass I am because if you use the iPhone app, it tells you that.
It says pre-order.
Yeah. I was like,
online.
yeah.
It's on the app on your phone or tablet. It's not on the website.
Yeah, and they're like, so they were very kindly like, yes, we don't have everything right now on the webpage, but if you use the app, it does show that. And I'm like, well, why can't you put it on both?
And then you kindly responded with, then you need to fix the website because you're pissing me off because I want to buy another 57 albums today.
Exactly. They should look at my collection and jump. This guy's a player here. We need to do whatever Mr. Washburn says. We're going to comp him a few albums. All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and move on to the news? So this first item isn't exactly metal news. In fact, it's not remotely metal news. But as a big fan of Tom Petty, I just wanted to obviously announce that he had died and how much that sucks. I've been a huge Tom Petty fan since I was in high school, so in the 80s. It was shocking to me. I mean, all of a sudden, 3/5 of the Traveling Wilburys are gone. And all we got is Dylan and Jeff Lynne.
Yeah, that's it.
Which, Dylan's nothing to sneeze at, but damn, I just saw today that they're investigating it, which doesn't mean anything, but apparently they're investigating it.
Well, cardiac arrest? Like, how do you investigate cardiac arrest?
Well, here's the thing. You know what they said? They said they investigate it if the person who dies
hadn't been to the doctor in 6 months or something like that.
7 years.
Oh, 7 years.
So apparently Tom Petty hadn't been to the doctor in 7 years.
Well, damn.
Which means very little to me. But I mean, I think it was 7 years. So maybe don't quote me on that, but it's too late because there it is. But that was something that prompted the investigation apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So he had probably just plugged his heart up somehow, ate too much red meat or something.
Or it might have been just his time, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
Gazillion cigarettes.
At least he timed it until like right after they finished their 40th anniversary tour.
Now known as the farewell tour, but go ahead.
I was going to say, that's interesting you say that because I just saw Bob Seger. Jen wanted to see Bob Seger. We went to Pittsburgh to see him. She's a huge fan. And she's like, we should see him because he's in his 70s now. We don't know how much longer he's going to play. So we went up and saw him in Pittsburgh. I knew every song because everything he has been a hit. It's crazy. And that was, 17 and 18 of the 20 songs he played. I was like, holy smokes, this guy is prolific. But what we didn't know is he canceled the tour right after our show because he saw a doctor. He has a vertebrae issue. And he had to cancel like another 15 dates or 12 dates. And I'm thinking, these guys are all at this point in their careers.
Yep.
This can end at any given day.
Sure.
And it made me think of Tom Petty. I put the two together because he had just finished that tour and was talking about this might be the last big tour I ever do. It's crazy how this is happening so fast.
It is,
it's going to start happening to all the 80 thrash guys soon.
It is, yeah.
Well, George, you said
happening.
You listened to Tom Petty in high school. I remember listening on FM radio when I was,
in preschool.
No, I was actually in grade school. But I remember when his stuff came out, in the late 70s. I remember listening on the radio.
I mean, I listened to stuff on the radio, but it wasn't until Full Moon Fever that I actually went out and bought something.
Oh, see, I'm going all the way back to She's a Woman and The Waiting. Those songs always stuck with me because those I cut my teeth on that stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah. I loved his stuff. And I just spent like 2-3 days just like listening through from beginning to end his discography.
It's so strange too because he died on the day of the terrible Vegas tragedy, and that's so. Had he died at any other time, there would have been even more focus on that than there was. But it wasn't. He sort of missed that.
He got
spotlight
back-paged
moment a little bit. Yeah, he did.
A little bit. He did. I mean, I was at the gym the next morning. Well, like the morning that he was, there was the whole snafu of is he dead or is he not dead the night before. Yeah. And then the next day
contributed to a lot of it.
Yeah. Then the next day when he was officially dead, I was at the gym and, they've got the whole row of TVs and shut the fuck up, Will. And all the TVs have the Vegas thing, which of course is to be expected. But I went almost an hour watching this news and like nobody covered Tom Petty at all. Like, it had never even happened. Until, like, the very end, like, 2 of them did. So, anyway, you know, Tom will be missed.
He's an icon, so it sucks.
It does.
How old, just one quick more. Was he 69?
66.
66.
He's young.
Yeah, that's not old these days.
Not at all. Someone else will be missing, but for a completely less fatal reason. The vocalist guitarist Tommaso Riccardi of Flesh God Apocalypse has left the band. And apparently their drummer is going to be moving into the vocal position, and somebody else is going to be taking over drums.
That is almost Rollo
Genesis
Tomasi.
like.
No, do you guys know Rollo Tomasi?
Nope.
Okay, sorry. Did you? It's from a movie, L.A. Story. You guys see L.A. Story? Yeah. Do you have a crickets button over there, Georgie? Thank you.
So actually, my example was better. It's just like Genesis when Peter Gabriel left and Phil Collins stopped playing drums and came to sing.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully, I know you're not going to think that had a good result, but I kind of liked it, so maybe it'll work out.
It took a couple albums and then it went to shit. Yes.
I love me, Phil. Anyway, we already covered that. So Witchery released a video for a second song off of their forthcoming album, and this song was called Of Blackened Wing. And I don't know if anybody else listened to it, but I liked this one too.
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah, I watched the video.
Starts off a little mid-tempo and then kind of takes off more like the stuff on the last record. I like this song a little better than the other song, though they're both good.
Yeah.
I have high hope. This will probably be a lister. If they're hitting on all cylinders like they were in the last one, we'll expect good things from this.
So Therion is going to release a triple album metal opera called Beloved Antichrist on January 26th. There's supposedly 29 different characters, presumably 29 different vocalists, and it's 3.5 hours of music.
Is this an Aryan release? Is Arn up to this again?
This is what's his name? Christopher.
Did they do that?
He's given a big old middle finger to what the hell's his name? The Ed guy, the Avantasia guy, Tobias. Tobias. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, screw you! I'm going to make something even longer, and it's going to be evil. I don't know.
I like Therion. I'm a fan of them, but I haven't been a fan of the last few albums. I just kind of got tired of it, but I'll check it out and see what it's like. Hopefully it's interesting.
You almost have to. I mean, it's just like the Bell Witch. It's sort of faded to not really probably. It's just that demands a lot of a person, you know. So we'll see.
I guess Therion's back catalog, if you know anything about them, like Thalia and was it Vobin or whatever, those albums were just so good. I thought that I guess he gets a pass. So we'll see what it's like. But
yeah, I don't know how you pronounce it. I always called it Theli, Theli, but I'm sure that's not right. Right.
It does.
But
yeah,
pretty much from there to earlier is good stuff, and pretty much anything after that has been questionable to me. But you know,
I go up to the double album that came out in 2004, which was Cirrus B and Lemuria. I thought were good. I thought that was right. That was it for me right there.
Unfortunately for us, you know, we're gonna have to listen to 3.5 hours of this because that's kind of what we do here. So you're welcome. We're gonna do it so you don't have to.
Hold on, there's 29 singers. I will take singers 1 through 7.
Exactly. Well, it's 3.5 hours. Here's what I suggest: we each take an hour, and Will can take 30 minutes.
Will put it on for a minute. He's like, I don't like this crap. I'm out of here.
All right. Then we'll split
Jane,
the 3.
Jane and I'd be like, all right, I'll take the 30 or the 28th singer. You take 27.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. Right then. Satyr of Satyricon says he would like to finish a long overdue cover album next year that would feature songs from Venom, Black Sabbath, and others. I was curious what a black metal guy like that would cover. I'm like, would he be covering like Celtic Frost and Bathory and stuff like that? But Venom and Sabbath makes sense. And
he's old like us, dude. So it's going to be the stuff that really pushed him in the direction. I mean, I love that all those old black metal guys admit that they had Kiss posters on their walls. You know what I mean? Because they were so like posers.
Well, where do you think the face paint came from?
Yeah.
You know, I have this little metal toy shelf, and I just ordered this King Diamond thing.
Are you getting that statue?
Rock icons thing. Yeah, I have to. And it occurred to me that all the toys that I have on my little metal toy shelf are all bands with makeup. Every last one of them. I've got I got a Kiss thing up there but it's from a Live One era. Then I've got Nurgles up there. I've got I have to go look at it, but it's all people with makeup. And I thought, and people would think that I'm only into show bands. You know what I mean? Because now I've got the King Diamond coming in and Alice Cooper one coming too.
You need a Lemmy.
You do need a Lemmy. There's a new one coming out, but I don't like how it looks. It doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you guys. You know, I'm not super big on covers, but I was interested in reading that, where I saw this, that he was like, you know, we kind of just started doing it, and it turned out way cooler than we thought it ever would. I was like, okay, it might actually be interesting to listen if they actually didn't think it was going to be that great to start with, and it turned out much better than they thought it would be. Maybe I'll give it a spin. We'll see.
Well, I agree, John, on that count, but I also find that a lot of the black metal bands have been real successful with covers. They've made what I considered successful covers, and it's because almost without exception, they have obviously a very different take on it. They tend to black metalize them a little bit. You know, like the Iced Earth covers album killed me. You know, I mean, like I hated that. Just to do these weird carbon copy versions with guitars that just sounded wrong was just not cool.
Well, that goes back to your John's a Tool comment from not years ago, but yeah, my feeling on covers, just real quick, is that it has to be something completely different, but you know it's still the same song, or it just has to be so perfectly done that it can't be anything in between, in my opinion. That's just me, but who the fuck am I? So,
hi, I'm John.
Exactly.
John, did you ever hear? Maybe we talked about this once, but did you ever hear? And I want to say it was with Dream Theater, but I guess I forget now. But Bruce Dickinson did a bunch of covers with somebody. I've heard them, and I'm trying to remember if it was Dream Theater or not. They did stuff like Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and a bunch of other stuff like that.
I do believe he did sing with them once before, and I'm trying to remember the song. They did if I remember correctly, Dream Theater had a night off, and they were in London. And they decided rather than just do a regular show, they were going to do like a cover show, just have fun. It was no big deal if you can stop by the show. And I thought he showed up. I thought Barney was there too from Napalm Death. I think they did Damage Incorporated with Barney singing.
I'll have to look it up. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Ronnie something's Theater or whatever. It's part of their Change of Seasons album. The first part of that is the song "A Change of Seasons," which is like.
Where was it? In London?
It was in London.
Ronnie Scott,
yeah, that's what it is. And
I only know that because of the Jeff Beck thing.
Yeah, well, that's the other album, yeah. But I'm almost positive Bruce sang a song with them. I could have sworn. And I want to say, did he sing "Perfect Strangers" with them in the studio once? I think.
Ooh.
That's probably the cover. That is. Okay. And I think that I do think Sabbath Bloody Sabbath was somebody else, and then because there's a studio version of it, but absolutely he does a Perfect Strangers one.
So it's interesting, just real quick, and I don't know how many people are Dream Theater fans, but way back when they did Perfect Strangers, they did
none.
Yeah, well, you can just go back to listening to Cannibal Corpse in your basement.
Snap!
You're listening to Cannibal Corpse in my basement.
No, I'm listening to you right now in your basement. They did the cover with Bruce, but apparently when they play that song live eons ago, everybody changed instruments on the song. So Portnoy was like playing bass, and somebody who was playing keys was playing guitar. I mean, they all switched instruments and played it, and it didn't sound very good. So
it's a great end to that
story.
But
I commend them for trying. And I think they used the band name. They were Nightmare Cinema for that one song. I was like, it's a nightmare, all right.
Okay, like Bent Brother.
Yeah.
Or Spastic Children.
Spastic Children.
Does anybody know who that is? I know Jay does.
Or like the Clutch Fans podcast.
You're dodging the question.
Shut the fuck up.
George put on here that and this is our next news item, that there's been a lot of talk about the In Progress new Judas Priest album. Andy Sneap is producing this one, which I noticed myself.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors swirling around this album that there's not much talk of what's his name? Who's the guy who's replaced KK Downing?
Richie Faulkner.
Richie,
Faulkner,
yeah. There's that they're not mentioning him, and that KK Downing's whole golf resort thing kind of fell through.
Did you see that? Oh, that was so terrible.
Wait. What's this?
He when he retired, he has I guess a golf course he owns. He wanted to build
golf.
He wanted to build this huge.
I thought you said goth. I was like, what? Sorry, go ahead.
As in stick and balls.
In Missouri, they say golf.
Yeah. But apparently that went under. So you read that, Jay. It was kind of a sad story to hear. He really wanted this to work out. And it kind of went under. But now there's rumors, is he back in Judas Priest? And I'm like, oh God, here we go.
I don't think he is, first and foremost. But
that would be awesome if he was.
Wonder is, I hope he didn't. And I really mean this, because he does a pretty cool thing called Metal Shop, I think it's called, and KK actually supports a lot of underground bands and black metal bands and stuff. I mean, he's not afraid of that stuff.
And he makes cologne.
And he...
the cologne. Oh my gosh.
But I'm a little concerned. I hope his whole personal fortune didn't go down the tubes with this thing.
Agreed.
Well, George, you said it would be cool if he came back in the band. Wherever I was reading it, the comments, somebody said, don't get rid of Richie, just add KK back to the band like Maiden.
Yeah.
And just have 3 guitars. I was like, that actually would be kind of cool if they did that.
Could be, yeah.
They but I don't think so.
I think he's done.
I just hope Andy Sneap makes a record that sounds good. I mean, look what happened when he did the Megadeth album.
Oops.
United Abominations. That was awesome.
Yeah, but they haven't been. We'll see. They just haven't been writing off the charts, like these last.
Well, that's why I was hoping maybe he might help with that,
Pushed in that. Okay, fair enough.
So we'll Sneap did. What was the first album he did? The last one was Ram It Down, but basically the classic era of Priest.
What? No, Andy Sneap did those?
No.
Yeah.
No, Andy Sneap's that modern dude. Andy Sneap is the guy from Sabbath or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he's like the it.
He
boy.
wasn't producing back then.
No, he would have been like a kid during Ram It Down. Like he would have been all right. You're
thinking of someone else.
Who are. His name's Chris Sangarides or some fucked up thing like that. I know who you're talking about, and he was like their Martin Church.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and Andy Sneap. For my money, first of all, I'm a Andy Sneap believer, and he is the guy who, for instance, made the Nevermore albums that sound so good, and then I honestly think those were the ones where people were really like, we got to get a hold of this guy,
Yeah.
That's my knowledge. This is his first like really super classic high visibility band, isn't it?
Well, I mean, Megadeth was pretty big.
Oh, excuse me.
Maybe I'm thinking of the producer. There's some guy that they have on this record who did from like British Steel all the way up to Ram It Down.
Oh, I think they're recording it at his. Yeah, you got it. I think they're recording it at that guy's studio. Let me look it up real quick. You're right.
Will. The producer, the engineer, whatever.
Yeah, no, you got it. Yeah, he brought that guy. Andy, keep talking. I'll look it up. You are right.
What is interesting to me is that everything I read about the new Priest album coming out,
fake news.
They're like, oh yeah, they keep saying like, oh, this is gonna be really back to the classic Priest sound. I'm like, well, what is the classic Priest sound? Because they've been around for like 40 years.
I don't know. There's like 4 different versions of the band,
right.
So.
I apologize. It's Tom Allom, and Tom Allom is the guy who mixed "Screaming for Vengeance" and so on and so forth. So yeah, you got it. And they did it, I think, in his facility or something like that.
Right.
So it's an attempt to capture the past after a fashion. We'll see.
I mean, if it's anything, my favorite is Defenders of the Faith.
Yep.
Probably followed by Painkiller. But Scream for Vengeance, whoever did Turbo should be killed. And
I like Turbo.
If you know their history, anyone out there, they kind of had these every 2 albums. They kind of changed their sound. Just they tweaked it enough, and you can really go back. This is before Painkiller. Start with Ram It Down. Because Ram It Down and Turbo are the same album, basically just divided up by the label. But you can go back every 2 albums. They have a similar sound. Screaming for Vengeance and Defenders of Faith are kind of similar.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Point of Entry and British Steel are kind of similar.
Yeah.
Hellbent for or Killing Machine, I should say.
Yeah.
Hellbent for Leather here and Stained Class, similar sound.
Right.
Yeah.
Sin After Sin and Sad Wings of Destiny, similar sound. They
absolutely.
And so
I never thought about that, but you're totally right.
And I have a hard time.
You are a genius.
Yes.
Don't record that, George.
Yes.
Take that out. Take that out.
My IQ is 69.
Oh yeah. For what it's worth, Sean, that is a known trajectory to me. I agree with you 100%. And
Wait, so what's the compliment to Painkiller?
There is none because Painkiller is the anomaly.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Because
But if there was one, it would be Ram It Down.
Yeah.
I
I know. I would agree with that because I think
but
Turbo with all the keyboards, and that was in the hair metal era.
But-
Like, I think
Ram It
Down is to me a way better album. And I think it's closer to.
But Ram It Down
Painkiller.
and Turbo were recorded together, though. I thought
They were, but they
part of
took the heavier songs and put them on Ram It Down, and the more commercial ones on Turbo.
But that's why I call it slightly the sister of that one, because I mean the thing that was startling about Painkiller was how fucking heavy it was.
I hated it.
I mean, it wasn't just. Yeah, I did too.
You still hate it?
I don't still hate
it.
it, but when it came out, I hated it because
Me too.
it was his vocals are annoyingly screechy, like not like usual, and it was obvious that they were trying to keep up with the thrash bands, and it was it was just a complete and total poser kind of effort as far as I'm concerned. Yes, it's their heaviest album.
Out of your mind.
It's their heaviest album, but I did not like it. And I still don't particularly like it.
In the same room, John and I would beat the living crap out of you.
But I was on the exact same page. I swear to God, I was just like, Priest is
high
just trying
five,
to be slave.
brother, high five.
Okay,
Now that's stated, I like it now.
Let's put this in perspective. This is after Turbo and Ram It Down. They got rid of their drummer, who has a checkered past now that we found out, and they brought in Scott Travis, who completely rejuvenates the band. And they're like, trying to pose. This goes back to my is there too much music and people whining. God damn it! Now I'm mad.
Well, no, but look, in George and I's defense, we were also what? However old we were.
You have a bullshit opinion.
Yeah.
No, and we were like, it was like testosterone with me. I was like, I need heavier stuff, and I was like, who? And I loved Priest, but I was just like, oh, they're trying to be like all these other bands I like now.
Okay, so Will and I were like Painkiller, and George and Jay were so like Turbo Lover.
Yeah,
I was like Show No Mercy or whatever, whatever it was.
Yeah, they were like, oh, Johnny Be Good.
This just proves that you can't ever make a metal fan happy. Metallica's next album could be their Painkiller, where they come back and they're just roaring out with like death and black metal, and it could be the heaviest thing they've ever done, and they would still catch hell because then everybody'd be like, "Oh, they're just trying to be like the bands today now. That's not relevant anymore." And I'd be on that bandwagon probably.
So you're criticizing yourself. There is what you're doing.
Yeah, I am.
But
I'm saying that we can't take ourselves.
Metallica made that album. I would be the first one to rejoice. Because I've said it many times, they owe us. They owe the old dudes like us who saved our allowance money to buy their albums, to make them who they are today.
Blah 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 blah.
And make things like Load and Reload, so George could catch it right on his chest.
So
let me have. But I want to prove a point about Priest, which is there we go.
When George heard Painkiller for the first time.
I bet
George, okay?
I bet with maybe the exception of George and Will, I'm guessing, I bet we all have a different favorite Judas Priest record. That is a band that...
No, Jay, you and I are on the same page, Jay.
All right, so let's go around. Jay, what is it?
Stained Class.
Stained Class all the way.
Defenders of the Faith.
Defenders of the Faith.
Oh, okay. 50-50 split. Oh. If it was less smart people, I mean, somebody in an average group of four. No, in an average group of four, you're going to get a Screaming for Vengeance. You're going to get definitely some Defenders of the Faith, that's my favorite '80s record. But my favorite overall is I actually prefer '70s Priest, '80s Priest, believe it or not.
Will and I had this conversation about Screaming for Vengeance, Defender of the Faith. I don't even remember that, your old place. Yeah. And it was only because of our age, because I was a little bit older and I had heard Scream for Vengeance first. Yeah.
No, I heard it first too.
No, but what I mean is that's the one I got into, but I thought you said Defenders of the Faith is the first one you really got into when you first heard it.
It's not the first one I heard, but the first one that I love, I still absolutely love every song on. That is to me their best record ever.
That's awesome.
Best song on that record.
It might be their
The Sentinel.
Most singular most metal record,
Wait, Jawbreaker. Eat Me Alive. Come on.
Oh, wait.
Jawbreaker.
Jawbreaker.
Yeah.
Now, Jay,
actually, I have to be honest with you. I just put Jawbreaker together.
The first time. Lyrics, man.
Jay, I was there when Will.
Oh, you were? You were there?
When Will had his revelation about that song, he went, oh yeah, and I went,
Jawbreaker.
hello.
You know, when I lived in
It
Arizona,
was
and
recently that I had that
He's
revelation.
like, no. I'm like, go read those lyrics, and I bet you know what a jawbreaker is.
when I lived in Arizona, you know, he lives in Phoenix or did live in Phoenix, and this was well before he came out, but everybody knew he was gay, and because he had a boyfriend, he lived in Phoenix, and people just knew that. So a friend of mine was saying,
Everybody in Phoenix has a boyfriend.
well, that's just it. That's no joke. A friend of mine goes, so the joke, there's this friend of mine, and he was talking about Rob Halford once, and I said, you know, he's gay, he lives in Phoenix, and my friend was like, so every time if homosexuality ever came into a conversation, he'd be like, and somebody would say, so and so's gay, he'd go, does he live in Phoenix? This guy just hounded me to death with this thing. He's gay, he lives in Phoenix.
Did he follow with, does he know Rob Halford?
I saw him live in Tucson one time when Fight's first record came out, man. Might have been the loudest thing I've ever seen in my life. I walked into this club and the doors were going just wanting to blow open, and it was insane. They were so good. All right.
So back to, I think we're still doing news somewhere. Yeah.
Somehow we got onto our second roundtable, but in a different way.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So I saw an article that said that Triptychon is looking for a new drummer because the last one decided he wanted to do something else, which is insane to want to play for a new band other than Triptychon. But so they're looking for a new drummer to continue working on their third album, which leads me to speculate that 2018 may finally see another Triptychon record. I hope that is the case.
It's come up a few times, you know. I'm down.
What was the last one? 13 or 14?
14.
Oh, I thought you were asking the name. I was going to you can't say it out loud, bro.
Yeah, you're kicked off the podcast.
No, it was
14, I think.
I think so.
George, it was your number one in
It was George's number one, but it was
made my list.
15, 16. Yeah, it was 14. You're right. And it's great. It's good. It's better than. It's great. It's the best Triptychon record. But so hopefully they have an upward trajectory that like that. You know, we'll see.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have to repeat that I love him and what he does. I do think he's a little bit better. I think Martin Ain is an important foil or counterpoint to him. So I think he does his best stuff with Martin Ain. But that stated, Triptychon is awesome. So
yeah.
Meaning, I think Martin Ain and Martin Ain, that the best Celtic Frost stuff is them.
You know,
you like Celtic Frost or Triptychon more? Celtic
Frost, hands down. But that last Triptychon record is just every bit as good as George is willing to say it is over and over and over. It's just what's great. It's fucking awesome.
You know, I think it. I'm sorry, John.
That's okay.
I think it was when I was reading the Damn the Machines, one of the book. I think it was there that I read that Celtic Frost actually fell apart, not because of Martin, but because of whoever their drummer was on Monotheist. That apparently this drummer guy was like just not committed or whatever. Like Tom cut him in like as Metallica would with, say, Rob, cut him in as like a full member, like equal benefits for everything, you know, all for one and one for all. You're part of the team. And the dude just was like not bringing it after Monotheist. Yeah. And that Tom just got like, it kind of crushed him that this guy was not dedicated to the band. And that's why he shut down Celtic Frost. I thought it was something between him and Martin.
No, he actually, you've seen that little documentary, haven't you? That Dying God Coming into Living Flesh. It's called. It's of that tour. It's not that long. It might be 30 minutes long, but you watch it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And they actually is a picture of them or a video of them fighting on the bus with the drummer, saying, "Dude, what the fuck? This is a great huge show we could take in New Mexico or in Mexico City. I mean, I want to make my living making music, and you don't want to go fucking do this thing. I mean, they get in a big fight about it.
Yeah.
And then if I'm not mistaken, that tour in general was supposed to be longer than it was, but the guy crapped out on him.
Yeah, I think they do talk about that in the book. And so I'm just kind of like, well, why isn't he working with Martin now still? I mean, I guess maybe he just wanted a clean fucking slate, but...
hard to say. Martin owns a business, and...
yeah. He like owns some bars or something.
Yeah, some bars and stuff, so he might be... But when I saw them live on that tour, dude, the reunion tour... Martin Ain looked committed to death, you know? Mm-hmm. dressed as a priest, thrashing his head around, screaming his head off when his vocal parts. It was amazing.
No,
Sorry, John.
but he was he was the bass player, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but he does some vocal parts too.
Yeah, well, my point being, I kind of like the new bass player better.
Did you ever read Only Death Is Real?
Parts of it. I haven't gotten through it because it's like a
really makes
physical
you
book.
Understood. But that really shows you how they built that thing up from the ground together.
Yeah.
You know what? I talk about all this in that silly thing I'm about to post. So
I just said that because the bass player's hot.
yeah, I know.
Hey, just real quick, I'm just
I
curious.
mean,
For the
Martin's
everybody,
hot.
It's a girl.
No, yeah, I got to meet her. She was hot.
You guys are, I mean, I love Celtic Frost, but you guys are bigger fans. Obviously, Monotheist is basically the first Triptykon album, if you think about it, sound-wise.
Yeah.
Or is the precursor. Would they be any better had he continued as Celtic Frost with those albums that are Triptykon? I mean, would Celtic Frost's aura be even bigger, more massive, had it continued? Because Monotheist is an unbelievably good album, but it sounds nothing like the previous stuff.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I think it's again, I talk about all this stuff because it's meaningful to me. But I talk about this in an article that I'm going to post on our page.
Well, let me ask you this, Jay. Don't say anything. Let me ask you this: would you rather it be Celtic Frost, or are you happy the way it is?
I would rather it was Tom Warrior and Martin Ain, and I wouldn't give a shit what the band was. But if it was, I would prefer it was called Celtic Frost. And as much as I like the Triptykon records, trust me, there'd be an extra edge to them if Martin Ain was there, because those guys, something about putting those two brains and hands together, man. There was an X Factor thing. Now that stated, it's not a hard, I also, and just to kind of about the point about Monotheist sounding different than anything else, I think had technology and budgets and all kinds of things caught up with them in the 80s, I think Monotheist is exactly where they were headed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I think they were going that route. Yeah, at some point. Yeah,
we waited a lot of years to get it, but there it was. It's the greatest reunion record ever, man.
What do you think about Hellhammer?
I like them.
Yeah, because one of the things in the book was how universally reviled Hellhammer was before anybody knew who they were, before they became Celtic Frost, and people got a clue that Hellhammer was cool. That they were that's why they changed the name, was because the band was such a joke to everybody that they couldn't get any work as Hellhammer, and so they changed the name to improve. And for
what it's worth, though, Malcolm Dome or whoever it was still savaged them when Morbid Tales came out. He was just like, it's those jackasses from Hellhammer, so it took them a while to get. I don't think it was really, they started to get the kind of reputation they had until into Megatherion. Mm-hmm. And then I think they have this backwards thing where people look back and said, oh, these guys actually kind of know what they're doing, and they were building to this or whatever. Yeah.
Sure. Cool.
All right.
So one last news item. Wendy Dio is hinting that there may be at least 3 unreleased Dio songs that could someday see the light of day. Cool, I
With
guess.
no hint whatsoever as to era. Is there any mention of what years they were recorded? Or?
I didn't see anything. One would guess that they're more recent. But yeah, it'd be awesome if it was like, there was one leftover track from Holy Diver, and
Last in Line or something.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. That's cool and all. So what's taking so long to release them? I mean, seriously,
why even talk about it?
Well, yeah, if they're great songs, and I'm not saying they're not. I haven't heard them yet. But if they seem like they were super songs, seem like you want to get this out there.
Yeah.
Capitalize.
If they're terrible songs, put them out.
We got like 97 songs sitting in a vault. They're all demos, and we're just trying to figure out how to package them. All right, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's what they're going to do, is they're going to make it like a huge, like, full catalog reissue box set, and you have to buy the whole thing to get 3 songs.
Oh, hold on. If they're Holy Diver songs, then next year would make perfect sense, because that's 35 years, isn't it?
Yes, but
for Holy Diver.
But I bet they're not. Though.
But no, I'm sure they're probably like.
So they're.
Yeah,
exactly.
But it's
Master of the Moon.
And he's already done the whole. Well, they didn't do the whole box set, but there's that vinyl box set that came out. That's
Mine's a CD version of it, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
It's the what years, the whatever record label.
First 6 albums, yeah.
What record label was he on? I forgot now. Is it RCA or EMI? Anyway, whatever. Sorry, go ahead.
I guess I just wonder when I keep hearing this. Well, we've got 3 songs. We've got 3 songs, and then like next year we've got 3 songs. Well, just release the effing songs already. Jesus.
Yeah.
So. Because at some point, and I'm guessing none of them are game changers. Then it's going to be a real problem if they wait that much time, and then you're going to be like I waited 3 years for this bullshit.
Yeah, that's my point. You're going to realize. It's like when Ozzy released all those extra tracks from Randy Rhoads, and it was like an outtake of D, which like there's like 47 versions of that, and it's like, well, we added an extra 13 seconds. Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on to new releases.
This week's new releases, here they are. Spend your hard-earned money now.
First, we have the new album from Dreadnought, Awake in Sacred Waves, which, okay.
I honestly don't know, to be honest with you. What kind of thing? I'm assuming it's like a Stoner Doom thing or something.
Not even close.
Okay.
I would.
Female singer. I don't know. I kind of thought it was doomy-ish.
It's doomy, but she has some black vocals here and there. It's a little proggy. It's a little avant-garde. They're kind of all over the place, I think.
Okay.
So, George, what do you?
Yeah, no. I mean, I bought it.
Stamp of approval, or you like it?
Oh, yeah, I like it. I bought it.
I like it.
I bought the last one, too. Maybe the last 2. Are there 2?
There's 3 albums with this one.
Yeah.
I have all 3. I said to you, George, earlier, they're kind of like a more avant-garde-ish version of Sub Rosa, which is Sub Rosa is kind of a doomy avant-garde type band. And they're a little more proggy, I think, in Dreadnought, a little more black metal-ish at times.
That's helpful.
Some long-ass songs on this album.
Yes, there are.
There's only 4 songs, and
4.
The shortest one is 10.5 minutes. The longest one is 17 minutes, so...
Isn't the first one 17?
17, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good, though. I mean, it's not like it's 83 minutes. I'm not naming the band that put that album out this year, but...
Have you listened to it yet, Jag?
Yeah,
Hold on. Will, wait. We're getting to it, aren't we? Is it on the
No,
list?
it's not out there. It's not out yet.
Oh, well, throw it in there.
It's I have listened to it. Well, it's and I can tell you this. It's not terrible, but I'll probably never listen to it more than once after this.
And we're referring to the new Bell Witch, by the way.
Yeah. And I might buy it just to have that cover in my collection.
Okay, so you guys are. I don't mind Bell Witch. They don't bother me. I just don't listen to it. Is there any way you can listen to that 80 whatever minutes and find defined breaks where they're actually changing up, or is it just the same bass riff?
No, it changes, but it's actually better than they used to do, because as much as I like Four Phantoms, the changes are kind of abrupt in Four Phantoms. It does something for 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden it just changed key, and it's kind of awkward. Whereas with this one, it's more of a gradual change, and it does change into different things, but it does not do enough to rationalize its 82-minute or length or whatever it is. It doesn't. It just does not go enough places.
I've listened to it a couple times at work, and you just kind of drone out, and I have to say, it's just kind of boring.
I will say this, though. It's got to be hands down the best album cover of the year.
It's amazing.
That album cover is unbelievable.
I swear to God, I'm going to buy it just for that reason. I've got the other ones, and I would love to hold that in my hands and look at it, but I doubt it'll ever get spun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we've got the next album.
Oh.
The new Enslaved album, E, which is finally releasing in 2 days.
It is, yeah.
And wow, is that a beast? And by that I mean a good beast.
Yeah.
I almost don't want to say too much about it, just because I don't want to say too much about it, except that I love it. It's great.
Put it this way, if you're an Enslaved fan and you like everything from them, you will be more than happy with this album. More than pleased.
It's super interesting throughout. There's just no dead space on it at all in it.
And I dare to say, I think the clean vocals, as much as I liked them before, I think they're just as good, if not better, in some spots.
Well, there's a member who was not previously singing, who's singing now, and that's him. And it's the keyboard player or somebody, and I don't get me wrong on that, because I don't remember who he is, but he's not sung on any of their albums before. And he is on...
well, that's because they have a new keyboard player.
The song River's Mouth, which is the second song. Oh, okay, so it's probably that guy.
Yeah,
and he sounds to me like, in this, I mean this in a good way. I'm talking about maybe Crack the Sky era. He sounds to me like Bran from Mastodon a little bit.
his vocals a little more distinguishable. I think also, and I don't want to butcher their names, so I'll say their bass player is doing more clean vocals too for the first time in a long time.
It's great. It's a super solid record.
So my 2 cents on this album is that this perfectly goes back to what we were saying. Is it just skip the first song because it takes way too long to get interesting and just go to the second song.
No, because the first song's still awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
But it takes so long. There's such a long...
go to 3 minutes. Go to that point in the song.
But that's my point.
But you can do that now digitally. It's not a problem.
You're a hypocrite.
No, I'm not. I listened to the whole song. I'm not bitching.
It is definitely... There have been some real words of praise offline by this crew here about it. And so I'm purposely not saying too much about it because I think it's going to be hitting some lists, and
And not only that, it's not that it's not the album of the year. I mean, I think every review that I've read from credible sites, I think everyone does actually like it. They're not just saying it because it's a cool new album.
And because it's enslaved, because they are kind of like the darlings in some ways. I like it better than End Times, though. I liked End Times a lot.
See, I did too. I read people were saying, well, End Times was a step back. I'm like, I thought End Times.
I didn't think so. I didn't think it was a step back.
I thought there was a step forward for them personally, but
my take on them is they make great records, and every once in a while they make one that just blows you out of the water. Then all of a sudden they have an excellent, like, oh my God, Dark Side of the Moon record or something like that. So,
yeah, but
and this to me, this is one that fits in that. This is going to be, at least in my mind, it's in their top 3. Let's put it that way.
For the progressive era, I think.
Oh yeah. Not even counting anything before Monumented. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Next, we have the new Exhumed album, Death Revenge. This is their 8th album, and I kind of dig it. I have to admit.
Would you like to make a guttural noise here? This is usually where you would go, Exhumed, or something. I don't know. You're not all over this, Will?
Wait, are you talking to me?
Yes.
Wait, he should have said John, and he's
I think my microphone came unhooked again or something. No, I just expected you to jump in on it, but
yeah, it was death metal. That was your cue.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes, yeah. I like it.
You had one job, Will.
One job.
Sorry.
All right. Well, moving on then.
Keyword review. I like it.
It's death metal.
I mean, well, it's death metal. What do you want me to say? It's good.
Next, we have the new Monolord album, Rust. This is their 3rd album, and I know a couple people have been anxiously awaiting this album.
I actually like it. I mean, you know what you get when you deal with Monolord. I mean,
a lot of bass.
I can actually hear the vocals this time, actually. So I like that.
What was the name of the first album that we all universally loved before Veneer? What was the name?
And that's Vanir, by the way. That's the Viking word.
Empress Rising.
Empress Rising is, in my opinion, still their best. This one, I think the mono in Monolord really comes out. I've been listening to it a lot. I'm withholding final judgment on it, but I really, really, really want to love it.
But I think this is better for you than the Pallbearer, because at first you didn't like the first track you heard. Remember when it first came out, and I said, I kind of like
Pallbearer?
No,
yeah,
Monolord. And you said, I don't know, this is reminding me of the Pallbearer album. But you haven't said anything since then. So I figured you liked this one more than the Pallbearer album that came out.
The new one.
The new one.
Yeah. With Heartless.
Because the Monolord album, I think this new one has a cleaned up sound, but I think they stick closer to what they are in the previous albums than Pallbearer has from their previous album.
Yeah.
It's more about production on this one being a little bit smoother versus the Pallbearer, which is both production and almost if they backed off on the gain on their amplifiers or something.
Yeah, guitar tone and stuff. But I've said it before, is that when I did see Pallbearer live,
they're killer live.
The new songs live sound a hell of a lot better than they do on the album.
That's why
they sound a lot harder.
That's why I'm excited to see them at Decibel Fest, because I imagine that they're going to go over really well there.
This isn't a.
No, that's actually Did you guys talk about the last podcast? I wasn't here. Did you guys talk about Decibel Metal Beer Fest?
We did not.
Honestly, no. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, because it just got announced.
Yeah.
After we recorded.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, after recording. All right, well, we can go back to it.
Talk about that later.
Yeah. Round table number 2. Okay.
The interesting thing too about that pallbearer is that I was thinking about that the other day. First off, that came out this year, which
I
seems
know.
weird to me, and
Yeah,
none
it
of
was
us
like
touched it on our
January,
nobody,
February, yeah.
yeah, nobody put it on their mid-year. Not one of us. Am I wrong about that?
I don't.
We did not.
I think it's all right, but I don't find myself going back to it. I think I will go back more to the Monolord than I will to Pallbearer.
Yeah.
Personally.
Actually,
I'm in the I find myself in the camp that I don't always compare albums on their own merits. A lot of times I compare the band and the catalog and compare everything. And when you compare the new Pallbearer Heartless to say Foundations of Burden, which was like number 2 on my list a couple years ago,
or
like,
even to the EP that just came out. That was good too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like Sorrow Extinction. On its own, it may be a great Doom record, but when you compare it to the previous stuff, it's like it doesn't hold up in my opinion.
That's the fine line. You have to see if you can get past that, or if you're gonna
and that's why I'm totally guilty of that. I'm totally
Yeah,
guilty.
that happens, dude. But well, hey, you'll be pleased to know the Sword is in the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
There's another one not to get excited about.
Yeah. Well, I will say this: if we could get
Really looking for the new ZZ Top album.
yeah, exactly. I'd rather hear it's easy. If we could get Monolord to the East Coast, then I would be very excited, because then maybe we can have some Monolord beer.
Where are they from?
So our buddy Steve Jones of Oliver Ales in Baltimore made a Monolord Rust double IPA. I think it's a double IPA.
Double IPA.
Yeah, double IPA beer.
With the album cover as the
The can is
Can
the album
itself.
cover. So he's gonna. I text him. He's gonna save us a case, hopefully.
cool.
For a
Oh,
year.
speaking of East Coast, West Coast, I forgot to tell you, George, that Archspire, and I'm looking to see where they're from. Oh, they're from British Columbia. They're getting ready to play here, and they had put on, there's a Facebook page here for East Bay metal bands, and they posted on East Bay, said, we need a band to open for us.
Noise.
Yeah, I sent them a text, but I haven't heard from them.
What band did you recommend to open, Jay?
Catatonic Society.
That's good. Well, that's good. I should have been like, there's some great local bands here. You should know about some of them.
Yeah, we're gonna laugh, and then Jay's gonna nail a Warner Brothers record label or something like that, and then we're gonna be the dumbass.
Right around the corner.
Yeah. Next album.
Next album, the second album from Dallas Toller Wade's Narcotic Wasteland, is releasing in a couple of days, called Delirium Tremens.
Tremens.
Tremens. Listen,
Come on.
all the alcoholics know the answer to that one.
Do you not
Jesus.
drink beer? Come on.
Come on,
What?
it's the pink elephant. Come on.
Okay.
Belgian
Well,
beer.
it's first of all, it's the name of a beer, but it's also the name of the thing you get from withdrawal from alcohol when you're
drinking the pink
it's called
elephant.
delirium. But it's have you heard it, George?
It's like Night Tremors or something.
The album,
Yeah.
I've only heard the new song Faces of Meth, and it was awesome.
They're doing a pretty extensive tour, which cancels my theory, which I've probably never spoken out loud, that he left now because he didn't want to do a lot of touring. So I don't know. I think he really just wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was it, but they're doing like a pretty long States tour.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go buy some now and listen to the album, just because.
Oh yeah,
I tried to look it up. It's not on Bandcamp or anything.
No, I'm not sure where
That's a
that's
bunch
going to be
of
available.
Crap.
Well,
It's not a Bandcamp
it's weird.
crap.
They sold their first one, I think, from their own page. So they might do that again, unless he's got a label now.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Where did you see the announcement? Do you remember that it was even coming out?
It might have been a review in a magazine.
Decibel talked about it.
Yeah,
Did they? Okay.
probably Decibel, because Decibel's the best magazine out there, really. Plug. All right, so next up, just on our last episode, Perihelion Ship have now released To Paint a Bird of Fire, their second album. So get thee to Bandcamp and pick it up.
By the way, did you see that they met their goal on their?
Oh, good.
I was wondering,
Crowdfunding
they
thing
were
they-
about 120 euros shy last I looked, and there's still a couple days left, so I thought it was pretty positive.
Yeah,
Good
so
for
good
them.
for them. Good for them.
Yes, congratulations.
And I know they listen to every podcast, and I will say for the record, I really like this album. I
I
think
do
this
too.
is their best one yet.
I bet this album is on a few lists too.
It is. It's a unifying force, I would say, on this podcast. I think it's one we all agree on as being quite good. There you go.
And I'm expecting Jerking the Penis to follow.
Jerking the penis. Jay is my bitch.
There we go. And yes. To be fair, doesn't every guest say that eventually? You know,
I think
I don't
so.
know why that happens.
Well, Jay, the way I'm looking at it is, so Paradigm Ship's your band. At some point, we'll all have our own band that says that about one of us, right?
Well, Joel's up there right now going, George is my bitch.
George is my bitch.
All right. So then after that, an album that hasn't really been making a lot of noise, but is kind of a big deal to me, the new Samael album, Hegemony. Their 11th album is...
How's that possible? You would think that they would be getting a little more...
I mean, they've got a
No,
couple
it doesn't
videos
air so
out,
well, though.
but I almost missed it because I
I'm not surprised.
think...
No one cares about synthwave anymore.
Oh, dude,
They're kind of like they're kind of like Paradise Lost, George, really, where they kind of fell off a bunch of people's radars for a while.
Yeah, because they
They're
were
still
doing
a-
weird electronic stuff. That's why Will made the synthwave
And
joke.
They still are.
No, not this. This is like black metal, man. This is good stuff.
Black metal with a whole lot of synthesizers.
I don't remember. Did you listen to the new song?
Yeah, I did. And there's a whole lot of synthesizers.
No, I didn't
There you
pick
go.
up
It sounds like Marilyn Manson to me, with more synthesizers.
Shut the fuck up. Wow.
You're so rude to me, John.
I'm very sorry. I just wish he would
You're
stop.
aggressive tonight.
All right. So anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of that album in a couple of days. Another one that's coming out is the 5th album by a band called Sarke, S-A-R-K-E. And I will be damned if I can pronounce this album.
Varuna.
It's V-I-I-G-E-U-R-H.
Oh, that was just the last line. Sorry. Doing it.
It's like and this is a project that is fronted by Nocturno Culto of Dark Throne. It's their 5th album. I've picked up pretty much, I think I have all of these albums, and I've even pre-ordered this one. I never pre-order, okay? But I pre-ordered this one. Granted, it was by mistake. I thought it came out last week. And I bought it, and I was like all ready, and I'm like, what? Oh, fuck. So I have to wait until Friday to get it. But yeah, I mean, they had me at Nocturno Culto, but it's awesome. It's good stuff. Even if you're not a Dark Throne fan,
It's not like that.
it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
like
totally different.
Dark Throne at all. So
Yeah, I have a couple of their records. I'll buy this one.
yeah,
I like him just as a guy too. He's kind of an interesting
teacher.
He's kind of, well, he's sort of self. What's the word I'm looking for when you make fun of yourself? He's put some pretty funny things on face. Self-deprecating, yeah. He's pretty funny on Facebook sometimes.
Yeah. Next up, we have the album that everybody has inexplicably been losing their mind over, Spectral Voice, Eroded Corridors of Unbeing. It's their first album, and it features 3 members of Blood Incantation, which I can understand why that would be exciting, because Blood Incantation's pretty cool.
I didn't lose my shit because I don't know if I've listened to it yet.
Well,
I don't remember.
I know Will's got it.
I have it, and I am slowly going through it.
Slowly.
Is it
I
on?
like it, though. I like it.
Well, I want to like
did
it.
you-
I really do.
How did you get it, Will? How did you get it? I don't understand.
It's for sale on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp, okay.
This one time,
Because it's not like
bang,
iTunes,
I
it's
bought
not
an
iTunes.
album.
Yeah.
Well, no, no, on iTunes,
No, I think it
it's
is.
like
I
you
think it
can't
is
buy
on
it.
iTunes now.
Yeah, I think it is
Well,
too.
it is, but it's like pre-order. You can't buy it yet.
Oh. Well, I think they might have released it early because, yeah, I don't think it officially releases until Friday, but it has been released because I bought it on Bandcamp as well.
Yeah.
But that was a non-opinion opinion. I didn't really. You just don't have an opinion yet, Will, are you?
No, I like it. It's just the problem is between some stuff I bought on Bandcamp, some stuff I bought on iTunes, and the box, which is where we get all the promos and stuff. Trying to listen to everything and give some equal time to different things.
It's impossible.
Yeah, so there's some things that I can easily just blow off, but Spectral Voice is something that I've been very much looking forward to, because it's Death Doom. It's the guys from Blood Incantation, so I've been eagerly awaiting this. But it's just
Does it have anything in common with
Not terribly.
Blood Incantation? in the audio sense? No.
I mean, it's definitely a different band. This is more Funeral Doom.
Okay.
Oh, I think I have listened to it.
It's
I
very,
think I got
very
it from-
atmospheric.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I
just
say
don't
that because
remember.
to me, it sounds like somebody left the back door of the studio open on a windy day and they stuck a microphone in the doorway. Because the whole thing just sounds like there's just wind blowing through. There's so much atmosphere that I'm like, I want to hear the music, but I can't hear the music because it's whoosh. And so that's my really only complaint. I'm not dissing the album. I mean, there's some cool stuff there, but I am a little perturbed by the production.
Okay.
It's probably all on purpose.
Oh, I'm
obviously,
sure it is, and that just tweaks me even more.
They're sitting there saying George is going to be pissed when he hears this.
Fuckers. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it. I don't know if I can get over the production or not.
You'll live.
I'll live. Spirit Adrift is the next new album. Their second album, Curse of Conception. It's a Doom record. I think that he sort of filled out the band for this album because before it was just sort of a one-man project. And of course, earlier this year that they did a split with our boys in Chemis. And
By the way, that split is awesome.
is it
I
not?
listen to it probably every day.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's 2 songs, and one
it's
by
good.
Chemist. And
It's good.
I realize
If
they're
you ever
both.
seen "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Yeah.
it's the same song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realize these are both like old, like blues,
Bluesy
standard folk
folk hymn
hymn kind of songs. But when I heard that, I was like, oh man, I really would hope they do something like this on the new Chemist album. I really hope they do something like this on the new Chemist album. Just saying.
Hey Dan, and Zach.
Exactly.
And Ben,
Ben.
George really hopes you'll do so.
Yeah, no, it was just freaking awesome. And not that what they were doing before was not also awesome, but it really excited me. And as does the new Spirit Adrift. So yes, Spirit Adrift, check it out. It's on Bandcamp. And our final new release is the new Spotlights album, Seismic. I have not picked this up yet. I've heard some of the songs, but I know John has picked it up.
Yeah, I have listened to it and I like it. The only way to describe the band is they are like doom plus shoegaze, I guess is the best way, but very doomy sound.
with female vocals.
I think it's husband and wife vocals.
Okay.
But yeah, it's hard to tell who's singing which. I think they sing together. But this album I thought had a little more pace than the last album. So I kind of like that about it. I believe they are on tour with the Melvins right now, if I'm not mistaken. And they're playing in front of some bigger crowds and getting a lot of notoriety, which is kind of cool. I like it. If you like shoegaze, but you like it very doomy, then you might dig this.
Yeah, I checked it out real quickly, and
It's different.
I kind of dug it, and I'll definitely check it out again.
Yeah, I like what I've heard so far. I just I have not pulled the trigger on the $10 digital purchase.
And it's not a super long album. It's like 80 minutes, but with the first album being like 38 or 39 minutes, I was like, oh, it's gonna be close to 60. It's still good, but there's something about this type of music being a little shorter. I think the attention span is better for it. But with that said, I still like the album. So
Excellent.
it's cool.
So next up,
right.
we need a new segment piece for this one, Jay.
We do. Yeah.
This
we do,
one's-
we do.
Let's wait. So before we go into the next segment, which is the Skullcrushers, Will versus Slayer, two things need to happen. One, John and I need to tell you about the delicious beer that we just drank that John brought back from the Pittsburgh area. John, would you like to talk about it?
We always talk about Adam's book, The Brutal Truth Guide to Extreme Beers. I was in Pittsburgh recently with Jen to see Bob Seger, and I made her go with me and my friend Lisa to Full Pint, the brew pub, not the brew, but the brew pub, which is over in Lawrenceville. Will might know what I'm talking about when I say that, which is very cool, actually. And I picked up some Night of the Living Stout, which is on page 171 of the Bible. And
The Brutal Truth Guide to Extreme Beers.
And we drank some tonight, and it was excellent. I mean, there's not much more I can say.
It was beer.
We drank it and enjoyed it. It was beer.
Well, there's two excellent things to say about this beer. One, just what 4 days ago, it just won a medal at the Great American Beer Fest for stout.
Yes.
Oh, right.
So it's a pretty big fucking deal.
Yeah, that's
and
huge.
the second thing is that in the book, the great Adam Tempedelin always has music recommendations to listen to while you're drinking it, and he chose Rigor Mortis Reanimator, which is one of my favorite bands, favorite albums, favorite songs.
And the beauty of that is when we interviewed him at Decibel Fest last year, he's like, well, it was sort of tongue-in-cheek when I put the music together with it was just, what I thought would be kind of cool. But some of them he just nailed perfect, I thought. So
the second thing we need to take care of is, before you guys pummel me with questions about Slayer, I need to know the beer.
So, Skullcrusher this time is Will versus Slayer, and yeah. Yes. So
We're gonna start with John.
all right, I'm going to totally softball you, Will, so you have to get these.
Spell Slayer.
S-A-T.
Damn it!
Okay, Will. So Slayer happened to be a part of the South Park episode series. Can you tell me?
I hate hippies.
Okay, let's start again. Can you tell me the name of the episode, the song they played, the reason why? They all kind of go together, but
I think the episode was Die Hippie Die.
bang,
Song was Rated Blood.
double bang. All right, so Will's two.
So the reason why is, in this episode, Cartman hates hippies. There's drum circles that infest South Park. They come to a big giant, basically a giant Fish Woodstock concert, and he takes this like mind drilling machine, bores through the crowd, gets up on stage, whips out a CD, and starts playing Rain and Blood to get rid of the infestation of the dirty hippies.
Wow.
that was a
You are
little
correct.
guar
It was
inflection there.
It was Hippie Jam Fest 2005 in South Park, and Fish was playing there, and it was the same song they played the whole episode. And he, played Rain and Blood to chase all the dirty hippies out of South Park.
Yep.
All
Dude,
right.
at your convenience, you'll want to look up a video on YouTube called "What Fish Sounds Like to People Who Don't Like Fish." It's hilarious, dude.
You know what's great? At Atlas, they literally used to have Fish Fridays. Atlas went from a total hippie jam band dominated brewery because of the previous head brewer, and is now a full-blown heavy metal brewery.
Is Fish Fridays where they're going down to get the smoked salmon down the street?
No. But I lost a little confidence because they played Leprous the other day and put it on the fermenter.
Yeah.
Tell you what, man.
I said it to John.
That's better than Fish.
That's
Was
true.
that all you had, John?
Well, I have one more question, and this
Go for
actually means something to me because I find this very funny. How tall is Kerry King?
Oh,
I'll tell you why I say it.
What?
Because all the smallest dudes in bands are the biggest egos in every band.
I'd say 5'9".
Oh, man. Is he in Kiss? Is he wearing platforms?
Wow, he's shorter than that.
His supposed playing height is 5'6", but I'm going to say he's shorter than that.
Wow.
5'6".
I know he's short.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like Dio short.
Yeah. My kids are obsessed with Dio because I say, oh, he's like short like a leprechaun. I'm like, he's a leprechaun.
And you're like, yes.
I think you missed the point there, sweetheart, but sure, he's a leprechaun.
He has lots of rainbows everywhere. All right, well done.
All right.
Well done.
Okay, mine aren't too hard, but we'll see. So the first one, you may not have seen this interview, but you can probably piece together the answer, or maybe you'll know the answer. And it's funny because you mentioned Turbo a little while ago. Kerry King refers to one of Slayer's records as Slayer's Turbo. Do you know which one it is? And so if you don't know the interview, that's cool. You still should be able to. There's a standout record that's like, yeah, we might have got off track there a little bit.
I mean, I'm going to have to say Diabolus Musica.
There you go. You got it.
All right.
So you didn't. Okay, cool. Nice job, sir. Now, this one I think is not going to seem that hard, but I think we'll see because there's a bonus portion to it, but we'll see. What was Dave's last album, not including live albums? What was Dave Lombardo's last album the first time around?
The first time around.
Yeah, when he first left the band.
Rain and Blood.
Oh, gosh, I thought you'd get that one.
No, he left the band after Rain and Blood, and then Tony Scaglione came in on drums for the tour, I think, and then Dave came back in 1987 because his wife convinced him to go back.
No. But the question was what was the last record? But okay, I guess that you got me in a technicality there.
Well, the last record, he was on Rain and Blood. I mean, he was still on. Like
this is good. I feel like you're kind of besting me. Seasons in the Abyss.
He was still but he was still on South of Heaven, Seasons in the Abyss, and then he left more permanently because he didn't want to tour because he wanted to be there for his kid. So he was not.
You sort of over-answered it in a good way, except that what I was looking for was Seasons in the Abyss, and so it wasn't about when did he leave. It was what was the last record before. But you know what? I think you got that one on a technicality.
Well, yeah, he left and then came back.
And then left again.
No, I get what you're saying now.
Well, but I did say left the first time, so I guess you got me there. Now that's Dave. What was the first record they recorded when he came back? That's the bonus.
First record when he came back was.
It's a little hard, dude. I thought this one might be hard because there's two. They did two.
No, don't. It was.
I see it.
Christ Illusion.
Well done, sir.
So before we go any further, George, I think that quote I sent you the other day about Slayer fans is playing out quite nicely right now.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that. Sorry.
We'll do it afterwards. But all right. I think it's playing out quite nicely.
All right. So is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's fly.
All right. I got a bunch of them for you, dude.
Will is the only one who hasn't missed a question yet, by the way. Will is nailing it.
Let's see if I can change that.
No, I missed how tall Kerry King was.
Yeah,
okay.
but
By 2 inches.
But who gives a shit? It was just to make fun of
That would have been the right answer.
All right.
It didn't matter what answer you gave was the right answer.
When was God Hates Us All released?
Oh, it's too easy.
Oh, September 11th, 2001.
Yes. Why else would I ask that?
Ironic.
Yes, I thought that was pretty easy. Here's an even easier one. What kind of animal does Kerry King breed?
For a while he did breed he trained show dogs and snakes.
Snakes is the answer I was looking for. All right, here's I believe this is your own question back at you. What was Slayer's first gold album?
Ooh. I like that question.
That's actually kind of a hard one.
Yes, it is.
And I don't think the answer is obvious.
It's not George? Master of Puppets.
Actually, while you're thinking there, Will, do you know where Kerry King lives?
In a house.
Texas. No. Tom O'Reilly lives in Texas. He lives in California. He lives
in Phoenix. He's gay. But he does.
He loves the snake.
Jawbreaker.
All right, back to it.
So,
I know. Okay, so let's. I'm not gonna answer.
No. Let me answer it.
I won't. But it seems to me like here's just my guess, and I'm not going to say a title. I'm just saying this feels like there's one obvious one, and I feel like it's probably not that one.
No, I think it's South of Heaven is the actual first one to go gold.
Rain and Blood.
Oh, it is Rain and Blood.
It is Rain and Blood.
That was the obvious.
See, you did the exact same thing I did. You went with the album after the one that was actually it.
Well, no, that's what I thought. I thought there's got to be a trick question.
Well, when you said it was not obvious, I'm like, well, it must not be Rain and Blood.
I didn't say
no,
it wasn't.
But I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't obvious. To me, it was obvious.
I don't know the answer. We all just learned something. Oh, yeah. All right. Did they have gold records after that?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have two more. What does Slayer supposedly stand for? The acronym for the name.
I've never heard of this ever.
I didn't either. And, well, actually, I had. And
Where the hell did you find this?
What?
Is it Knights in Satan's Service?
Yes, exactly. No, there's actually
sexual people.
there's actually 2 locations where this is written. Most recently, it was in the liner notes
Let me ask you that.
of Divine Intervention, but it was originally inscribed on the little outer rim of the inner rim of the vinyl of
Looking this up.
Show No Mercy.
I've definitely never heard this ever.
So what is it?
It is Satan laughs as you eternally rot.
Oh, yeah, because that's a lyric of Satan laughs you eternally rot.
There you go.
From South of Heaven song. I'm pretty sure. Anyway,
whether
That's a
that's
good one,
official
Joe.
or not,
I-
it is on their shit. I mean, if you look up Show No Mercy vinyl picture, you can see it's just scratched in the
what's
other.
that? That's a lyric from something off South of
can't
Heaven, I
remember.
think.
I'm drawing a blank.
I never heard this.
I remember hearing it before, but it's been forever.
Everyone got skull crushed on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
All right, last one. And originally, I made this too hard or too easy, so I'm making it a little harder for you. Slayer has written about a number of serial killers. Name 3, and if you can, the related
Ed Gein,
songs.
Jeffrey
Hold
Dahmer.
on. So what was
He's
it?
got
So
That's why you
Jeffrey
have to do
Dahmer.
3.
Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer.
And the song?
The song is 312.
213, close enough.
Yeah, 213, which is his like hotel room or apartment number.
Apartment number. I think
Yep.
it was, yeah.
Ed Gein, Dead Skin Mask,
Mhm.
and
There's 5 altogether. So
does Joseph Mengele and
I was gonna
Angel
ask
of
that.
Death?
That's a good
Now,
question.
it should, but it's not one of these answers.
let me think about this for
Gotta go through
a
those
little bit.
records.
The last 3 are a little more obscure. In fact, one of them I've never even heard of. The song I know, but not the killer.
I mean, I know there's one on World Painted Blood. The song Beauty or Beautiful.
Yes, you're on the
something.
right track there.
Yeah. I don't know the serial killer though. I know that song's about a serial killer. I just don't. Beautiful Dolls.
Beautiful.
Or no,
Beauty Through
Pretty
Order
Doll.
is the song.
Yeah, Beauty Through Order.
And I'll give you a hint on the killer. There's another band that wrote a song about her. That's another hint. A classic song from an English band of the 70s and 80s. And
Oh, that's easy. Is it a
giving up?
is she a
Giving up?
countess?
Lizzie Borden.
Countess Bathory.
Countess.
No.
Everybody
Elizabeth
knows this
Bathory,
one,
yeah.
dude.
Okay, so there's two
no.
more. Do you give up on those or one of?
No, I'm not. I'm not giving up yet.
Okay.
This is a big catalog to go through in your own mind.
Yeah.
Is that the same beer, George?
No, I refilled it.
I think if it'll help you, Will, and I don't know the answer to these, but I think the first one is the one on. Like I don't think it's like I'm just. What would be the first one, George? Just tell him. I think that's a fair thing, so he doesn't have to go through the whole catalog because I don't think
I'll
that there's
give you,
anything in the
if you give me
Metal
1
stuff.
second, I'll give you the albums. Well, one of them is from Undisputed Attitude. It's the only
That's kind of
Oh,
hard.
come on, man.
it's the only original song on that album.
That's gonna be a hard one.
I don't know.
Okay, that one would be
I don't know.
that one would be the Zodiac Killer, and the song is called Gemini.
Oh yeah, yep.
Wait, you don't think he's a well-known serial killer?
No, it's the next.
Is that what you
There's
No.
one more,
Oh, I was gonna
and that
say,
one
yeah,
is from
Zodiac.
World Painted Blood as well.
World Painted Blood, Pretty Dolls, or Playing with Dolls.
No,
No. Hold on. Yeah, I'm giving up.
All right, the song is called Psychopathy Red.
Oh, the guy, the Russian
Psychopathy
cannibal
Red.
guy. Russian cannibal guy.
Oh, Chikatilo?
Psychopathy Red.
Chikatilo?
Yeah, and Andrei Chikatilo.
Yeah. Russian cannibal, right?
I have no idea who he is. I just wrote it down.
Oh, Chikatilo is definitely one of the craziest serial
Oh,
killers worldwide.
Yeah, that's
He's oh man,
that's an obvious one.
his numbers are massive.
You had me at Russian Cannibal.
Is When the Stillness Comes not about a serial killer? I feel like that must be, because of the way the imagery in that song comes off.
I don't know, but maybe
No,
it's
it's not
not a
for Patmos.
specific one. I don't know.
hard to say. Yeah, you're right. That may not be. Yeah.
You know, if you guys have
So here's a question for you: which member is obsessed with serial killers?
Tom.
Tom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is obsessed with
chain
German
mail,
Nazis?
That would be Jeff.
Yeah.
Why?
Was
Because
also.
his
dad
father was at Normandy Beach.
Yes.
But his dad also collected that that stuff, and it got Jeff into.
But his father was German, who fought for the Allies.
Oh, I didn't
What-
know that.
which band member wears a lot of
Hanneman.
which band member wears a lot of Hot Topic chains all over his body?
I got one that nobody will get. Well, is he 5'6"? The they used to wear eye makeup. They had this like eye kind of Alice Cooper makeup.
Yep.
Do you know why they stopped wearing it?
Because
Because people wanted to beat them up.
Eye infection.
That's actually those were both pretty good answers. No, when they came to San Francisco, where the thrash scene was taking it off, they
Yeah.
played with it once here, and all the bands and people told them you can't do that here, and they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
That was the last time they did
It's
it.
an LA thing.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
an LA thing. And San Francisco was like, we're about tennis shoes and jeans, bro. Don't get too crazy up here.
Well, and no t-shirts.
Yeah. Though they did go, they stuck with the studs and the stuff for a while, but
Yeah. Cool.
So I did okay.
Yeah.
You did great. Yeah. Well done.
that was the
Admirable.
best round so far. I think
Well
you
done.
only missed like 2 officially,
yeah. Well done, sir.
and both of those were well done, sir.
Well done.
Any more? Come on, I'm on a roll.
Well,
No.
Yeah, you are.
so now we have to pick the next time, and by default, that's going to have to be John.
And by default, it's going to be.
Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah. I'm thinking Opeth, but I don't know.
I'm
It's John's
thinking-
choice.
Well, I will do. I'll go on the record and say I'm not the biggest Opeth fan in the world, but I will.
Opeth sucks.
Pick anything you want.
You guys can do Opeth, and I guarantee I'll probably get every single question wrong. But go for it.
No, I mean,
Okay.
pick something you want to do.
Yeah.
Pick something
Well, he
something
wants
that
to
you
do
do
It's just,
feel confident about.
something you think you excel in.
Well,
Yeah.
what are my
Like, I
choices?
mean,
My choices are Opeth or Cannibal Corpse. I'll go with Opeth.
No,
your choice is
See?
whatever is the whole world. Whatever makes you
yeah,
happy.
you can
You could do Rush.
Like who's like Rush? I mean, you must know about Rush or
Metal band though.
huh?
We'll do
Well,
Opeth.
neither is Leprous and Clutch. So
Leprous is more metal than Clutch. Trust me.
Whoa.
But that's cool. I think I can come up with some hard Opeth questions that I know you can answer. So that I think you can answer. Because actually, I'm one of the old school fans like you, so I can ask you some weird stuff from the past.
It's gonna be awesome when I get every single one of them wrong, and I can say, "Well, I'm not the number one Opeth fan in
You're
the
not.
world." So.
You're
Oh,
not
shit. I think you're probably going to get a bunch of them.
All right, cool. Let's do it. We'll do it.
All right, John versus Opeth then.
All right. That seems like it's been a long time coming, but we're getting ready to do our top 5 now.
We made a list, we all made lists. We made a list, man, we all made a list. We made a list, and we all made a list, and we're gonna tell you all about it right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a top 5.
Yeah. It's like, whew, well, after all that, we got to do a top 5 too. All right. Well, to keep it simple this time, because we scheduled this episode in haste, I decided we were going to go back to the old time machine again and spin for a year and do our top 5 albums from that year. And I came up with 1996, which I thought was going to be kind of easy because it's the 90s and everything sucked in the 90s mostly. But I was wrong. There's a lot of good stuff in 1996.
I would say this was easy because it was like pick between like 5 good ones and a couple honorable choices and a whole lot of crap.
I've got
There
11
was a lot of
honorable
crap, too.
mentions. So
Yeah.
Damn.
So apparently Jay and Will were just listening to crap in 1996 because I had a lot of honorable mentions too.
Well, a couple of mine are borderline. I got to be honest with you. You guys are gonna be like, I don't know, dude, but they are what I would consider metal albums. So
Yeah, initially, I have a couple. I'll do some honorable mentions, and there's some borderline stuff.
My honorable mentions could be on a lot of lists.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm sure-
I'm curious. I'm curious to hear what
I'm
you
sure
guys
some
have.
of mine are.
Yeah.
All right.
but,
So number 5.
John.
Okay. So my number 5 is really just 5 through. I think I have 10 total. I only have 5 honorable mentions. So it could have been any one of these 6 albums. This is the one that just stuck the most. And that was Therian's Thalia,
Thela.
whatever you want to call it. Thela. Yes. The first full symphonic operatic singing metal album they put out.
That is, in fact, one of my honorable mentions. And that pained me to put that there because in 1996, I freaking loved that album.
Yeah, it was different. It was creative, but it was still very heavy, very good. Trust me, George, when you hear my honorable mentions, any one of those could have been my number 5 easily. Easily.
Before I forget again, I wanted to mention, when I was doing my list, seeing all these albums, for some reason, it really transported me back to that year because I remember, I bought all of these albums like this year that they came out, and I'm like, oh, I remember going into Tower Records and buying this one, and oh yeah, that one too, and it's just, I don't know, it was like the year before I moved here from Michigan, and so it's just, I have a lot of memories wrapped up in all of these albums. Is everything on your list in physical form on a CD that you purchased? Let me see.
For me, yes, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
And quite a few of them on vinyl as well.
Same here. Yeah, same here.
Okay.
All right. My number 5, and this is not a strong one. Not at all, but it was not a good year for the type of metal that I personally enjoy.
Is this Clutch's first album? Sorry, my fault. My bad.
Sacred Reich, Heal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not
Oh,
bad.
I didn't even know about that one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
All right.
Definitely not
That's the
Sacred
time.
Reich's best album. Paled in comparison to Surf Nicaragua, Ignorance. Basically, it's in my opinion their least good, best, whatever album. But
It is what it is.
in
right?
1996, it was pretty good.
Yeah. There you go. You had to take what you could take.
All right.
Yeah.
Jay.
Mine is I'm not as big of a fan of these guys as maybe. Well, actually, no. Maybe we're kind of even here on the podcast these days. But in any case, I did think this was quite a good record, and I enjoyed it very much that year. And it was Iced Earth's Dark Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. That should have been an honorable too. Oh well. Oopsie. All right. No, I saw that and I was like, oh, I got to put that down. And in fact, I saw it twice and said, I got to put that down. And ultimately forgot to put it down. But it is a great album. My number 5, which nobody else will have, My Dying Bride, Like Gods of the Sun.
There it is.
Yep.
With all due respect.
That's just my favorite My Dying Bride album. So, all right, back to John.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
What are you talking
tuned out. I totally tuned out.
Okay, John, number 4.
So this is an album. I don't know why I don't listen to it enough, and I really should because I think it's a great album. And maybe it's one of the earliest, not first, but one of the earlier true progressive death metal albums. George is probably thinking he knows this, but it's Edge of Sanity Crimson.
Yes.
It's just 40 minutes of just
Savannah.
Swano just crushing vocals and great musicianship, and the production's great, and I love that album. But I don't listen to it enough. I think I really need to listen to it more.
I feel the same way.
It's not because
John
it's 40
doesn't listen
minutes.
to that album enough.
Yeah. So, but I love it. So, good stuff.
Excellent. Will.
My number 4, Cryptopsy, None So Vile.
Yes.
Yes.
I was just listening to that yesterday.
Really?
Yes, I was.
Well, he was working on his list.
Oh. All right.
No, it had nothing to do with the list, but I'll get to that later.
Oh, wow. Will might have
Dude, all I want is your approval.
Yeah.
Maybe an honorable mention.
and a retry.
It is an honorable mention, yes. That Cryptopsy None So Vile is an honorable mention.
So now we already know all your honorable mentions.
I got like
you have
9
11,
more,
sorry.
so don't worry about it.
Yeah, you got 9 more. Okay.
Thanks for running.
Yeah. Okay, Jay. Okay, Jay.
Typo negative October Rust.
October Rust.
Waiting for somebody to put that on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done so many things I've liked, and that's part of it. It's one on my list.
And that's another one of my honorable mentions. I'm just going to keep
Damn it,
it.
George.
So now there's only 8 more that we have to
Well,
find
no,
out
this is
about.
good. This is good because we won't have to do it.
Yeah,
after
Exactly,
Yeah, we don't have to
exactly.
listen
That's
to
why
your
I'm doing
long
it now.
list.
that. Yeah.
All right.
Don't have to queue up those.
My number 4, Rotting Christ, Triarchy of the Lost Lovers.
I knew that would be on your list. We've talked about that often.
Yes, killer album. One of probably their best as far as I'm concerned. All right, number 3, John.
All right. This would probably be in the Will Clutch realm, although I think these guys are heavier than Clutch. But I don't think it's that far off, though, because it is a stoner metal band, and it is stoner metal, not stoner rock. And I think it's their best period. And I'm not saying that. I mean this. Spiritual Beggars, Another Way to Shine. If you know who Spiritual Beggars are, I think they do stoner metal the way it should be
They
done.
do. In fact, I remember when I was still working at my first brewery that you gave me like a mixtape, and it had
Aww.
Spiritual Beggars on it.
Oh,
And,
it was actually just a thumb drive with a shitload of music.
yeah, the Spiritual Beggars are on it, and I really like it.
Their early stuff, I think, is what stoner metal should be, personally. But and if you don't know who Spiritual Beggars are, then you might know some of the guys from Opeth and I don't know, Arch Enemy and Carcass. So
Yeah. Only nothing
and
like
that's all.
that.
And that's all I have to say about that.
There we go.
Yeah,
Willem.
been a while, Jay.
I guess I got myself off that drug somehow. I don't know. It was real my go-to phrase there for a while.
Hey, at least it's not smoking.
But you've withdrawn from too.
I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
All right, Will.
My number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Monstrosity, Millennium. Old Corpse Grinder.
Good old Georgie.
Love. Yep.
All right. Right. So I guess he had 2 albums
You up
that
the
year.
crickets? You up the crickets? It's Corpse Grinder's old band.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Jay, number 3.
John will be proud, but this is not a gift to John. Opeth Morning Rise.
That's a very good choice.
Number 3.
Just want to say that's yet another one of my honorable mentions.
All right, now there's only one.
See, when I hear that,
7 more?
I'm just happy to hear that Jay put it on his list. I'm not freaking out where it is on the list.
Of course. Yeah, you're just pleased to have heard the words.
All right.
Good man.
My number 3 shall not be graced by any other lists. Cradle of Filth, Dusk, and Her Embrace.
You're saying that's better than Morning Rise?
I'm saying that album was very instrumental in my heavy metal
Stuff.
evolution.
You're thingy. All right. Good for you.
Good for you, says John.
Yeah, no, that album was one of my first early black metal type. I know there's people who go, it's not black metal. Yeah, well, it got me in the direction of black metal.
That early stuff, though, yeah.
And it's
definitely.
such a cool album. Really is. So, number 2.
This was the band. They started to make their change with this album, but I still think this album is outstanding. That's Amorphous Elegy.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah.
It's yet another one of my honorable mentions.
Would you shut
This is awesome. We're not going to have to
I
do
know.
this.
You just cut off like 30 minutes of the podcast.
Let it go.
Hey, listeners, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well.
This one may shock you at its position.
Yes. I can't believe you're going to do this.
Cannibal Corpse, Vile.
Number 2?
Thank you.
Are you kidding me? What? It's one spot down?
One spot down. There is something else that I thoroughly enjoy.
You're gonna do it. I know you're gonna do it.
All right, I'll do it. Okay.
Wow.
Man, I'm tired.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we are to Jay for number 2 now, yeah?
All right, I tend to stick, not traditional, but most of what I try to name and talk about fits really obviously in the metal category, and I don't think this is necessarily not metal, but my first 2 records rather, definitely in that band.
It is 1996, so we're not going to judge you, okay?
It is tough, and there was some different things happening in those 2 years, and around that time in the 90s.
Limp Bizkit,
but there was some cool heavy. There was some cool heavy music coming out that wasn't necessarily Judas Priest or whatever. So my number 2, but I think a lot of people will enjoy this record. Tool, Enema came out that year, and that was a great record. I still listen to that record a million times that year.
Yeah.
I mean, I still love that record. It was one of my vinyl holy grails, and I found it not long ago, and couldn't be happier to have it. Though I honestly haven't listened to it yet.
What's your favorite song on that album?
Third Eye, the last one. But I think the whole thing's good from start to finish. You know, I like the big hits too, like Stinkfist and Hooker with Penis.
Hooker with the Penis.
But it really was a pretty monumental record.
It was and is.
Yeah. George.
My number 2, I thought I was going to have to field number 2, but it's not. It's Cannibal Corpse, Vile.
What? But that was my number 2.
Wait,
I put it at 2, but you didn't put it at 1.
I'm just more shocked it's actually on your list.
Dude, that album was crushing for me that year.
Dude, it's so good.
So good. All right.
The opening growl on "Devoured by Vermin" by Corpse Grinder. He said he failed like 3 times. Had to go in the bathroom, look in the mirror. It was his first album. Look in the mirror, tell "Buck Up, Buttercup," and went out there and nailed it.
Nice.
Cool. There's some cool. By the way, in the Brian Slagle book, there's some good Cannibal Corpse information and stuff. I'll leave it to your own discretion if you want to discover that. But it was cool how he talked about them in the book and how they came. They
have their own book out, Bible of Butchery, which.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me that. I need to look that up.
I have it. It's somewhere on this shelf somewhere.
There's probably no stories you haven't heard then.
Is that Yeltsin?
Yeah, I have a master's degree and all kinds of other weird stuff. It just
awesome. Yeah. Does it open up to little Yeltsins?
Yeah. No, it's Boris Yeltsin, and then it's Gorbachev stacking dolls, and then it's Khrushchev, and then Brezhnev, and then this guy, forget his name.
He's the dude down the street.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay, by the way, that reminds me, Sergey told me a good joke the other day.
Is he Russian or Ukrainian?
He's Ukrainian. But you brought it to mind just because of that, and this was his joke was I have a Polish friend who's a sound engineer, and I have a Czech one too.
That's awesome.
That's kind of funny.
But
hey, Will, I just bought the Bible of Butchery. You're welcome.
I just bought it too.
Like literally just now.
Me too. I literally just ordered it because I don't have it, and I enjoyed the Slagle thing so much. I want to read that.
It's interesting because you can tell that there's parts of there's chapters of the book that they write themselves, and you can kind of tell they write them themselves.
Are they in crayon? Are they in crayon or
finger painted blood? All right,
That's hilarious. And it's funny too, George, because when I was buying mine, it said there are only 3 left in stock, so there's probably only 2, or maybe 1 left now.
I better get on that when I get home.
Take care of it, dude.
There, here it is.
Wow.
Yep, that's
Nice.
the one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Okay.
Nice. All right, we are to the number 1s.
All right.
If you guys don't know this, you don't know anything.
It was on my list.
By far outweighs everything on my list. And only for one song alone. Jay, do you know what that song is?
Can I look at it? Because I will know if I look at it.
Is this Rage Against the Machine?
Let me hold on. Let me pull it up. I have it on my iTunes, but I got to see what it is.
Just for this one song alone, this album would be number 1.
I really like to take a chance at this.
Black Rose Immortal.
Okay, thank you, Will. Come on,
That's
even
the one.
Will knew that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just looking to see if that was the one that was on. That's the truth. But a lot of people like to tell jokes about that song.
So what was it?
it's
Black Rose Immortal.
Opeth, Morning Rise. The song
Oh,
was
sorry.
Black Rose Immortal alone just would make it number one. So
Yeah, that's the big epic one.
I mean, that's the song you can go to still to this day, and people are screaming for it, and they'll never get to hear it.
Yeah.
No, they never play it. They're like the Maiden people who are shouting Alexander the Great. It's like, just shut up,
Dude, that's me, man. I'd love to hear that song.
Yeah, hey, I don't blame you. It's just it ain't never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, there you go. My number one, Opeth, Morning Rise.
Okay. Not unexpected.
My numero uno, and I don't feel nearly as bad about my numero uno because it was Jay's numero dos. Tool.
Digital Hugwell.
I still absolutely love that
I
album.
can't believe that beats
great.
Cannibal Corpse.
You know what? It's pretty foundational record, man. That's a special record.
That is by far
I still
Tool's best record.
I think so too. I agree.
And I mean, I when I was in college and I had my guitar, I did all the tabs and learned a lot of the Tool songs, Eulogy, Stink Fist, and all that stuff. 46 and 2. And what was awesome about it is it taught me actually how to play chords. They played chords on a lot of those songs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And none of them are terribly complicated. He just does some neat textures that work really well.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they are a very bass and drum driven band, so no doubt.
So
Tool.
Okay.
Awesome, dude. That's a great choice. I may be the only one who has this. There's a far out chance that this is on George's list, but I can't believe it'd be at number one.
It's probably in my honorables.
Okay. Probably.
Yeah, we're
is.
still
please let it be in his
We're still
honorables.
5 short, yeah.
And I'm not. This is if there is a questionable one in here for other people, it's this one. But I still think this was a masterpiece.
I think I know what it is.
And I don't necessarily like anything at all almost that comes after it.
I think
Marilyn Manson, Antichrist Superstar.
That's what I thought.
I think is an absolutely masterpiece of a record.
it is.
It to me it tells the story of people like us who grew up listening to metal and were kind of looked down upon for it. Like that really is what that record's kind of about, is like what it's like to kind of be seen as one of the freaky kids at your school and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny, Jay,
Do tell.
is when that came out, I absolutely loved that album, and I still love that album, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Yeah.
But I felt if I put Tool and Marilyn Manson on the same list,
Yeah.
that
Doesn't quite work on us.
John would beat me up. So
I questioned it because I thought, well, everybody's going to think like I'm not a metal guy on the show because usually we're
but
made.
it was
and stuff.
1996. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It was 1996.
But it was also that good of a record though. Like I have
It is.
no qualms about putting it on there.
I will. That is definitely one of my honorable mentions, and I will say that another Marilyn Manson record I thought was really, really good was Golden Age of Grotesque.
Oh, it was good. Yeah, it's good. He started to go downhill. I thought
Yeah.
on the
No, he
Holly-
went. I thought he
what
went
was the low point?
downhill. In between, that was a peak, and then it's just been crap ever since.
Yeah, he's got a cool new video though. You might check out. It's got him and Johnny Depp in it. I don't know what it's called,
Satan.
but you can see it on Blabbermouth. Satan, yeah.
Yeah,
Satan.
He was on the Howard Stern show the other week, and he talked about like his BFF is Johnny Depp.
I think he's also just become kind of a tool. He was kind of like a razor blade of a guy and a wit back in the day. But he's now I think
Wait, who?
Manson's just,
Depp or Manson?
I think Manson's just like an absinthe alcoholic drug taker now, and I think he's kind of obnoxious, whereas I used to didn't think so. So
Yeah.
that record though, I could go off for hours about the content of that record and what he's talking about it and stuff. It was great. It was a good record.
Yeah.
No, I like it a lot.
Antichrist Superstar is on my honorable mentions, but you know why? Because I wanted it to be a number one. I was like, I if this can't be my number one, it can't be on my list because it has to be number one.
I thought it was high. Yeah, I thought it was high in your estimation anyway. I thought you liked it.
But I didn't put it on there just because it couldn't be number one. And it's because my number one is Sentenced Down.
Oh, that's right. I did see that. Was when I looked up 1996. I was like, I know what George's is.
Yeah, that album, still one of my all-time favorite albums of all time. So, well,
Wait, can we do our honorable mentions now? Seeing as you had.
sorry, I still haven't done mine. I just
I gotta
yeah.
I gotta tell you, I'm a little shocked because you guys, some of you, Jay and I guess Will, are saying 1996 is kind of And I'm like looking at my honorable mentions thinking, really? Are you serious?
Yep, we
Anyway.
are serious.
No, they're crazy. Nobody mentioned Neurosis, Through Silver and Blood.
Yeah.
I
That
thought
album
about
is
it. I thought
fucking
about it.
amazing. So anyway, one of the few actual power bands I actually like, Angra Holy Land, was huge back then. You got
Angry, yeah.
early on. I don't like them that much now. Catatonia, Brave Murder Day.
I thought that'd be on your list because you're a big Catatonia fan.
Yeah, it just fell off. Anathema Eternity was their kind of goth metal album that they did, which was big. And George, you said no one else would have it, but you're wrong. My Dying Bride, like Gods of the Sun, that's an amazing album. So I'm just surprised. I don't know. What do you guys have on the rest of yours, like Pearl Jam and shit?
Yeah.
Actually,
I have one.
okay,
I have one that's close. This is some of these pains me to admit it, but I say again, it was 1996.
Screaming Trees or something?
Hey, what's wrong with Screaming Trees?
Nothing.
Dave Matt. No. Sepultura Roots, but this is where Sepultura completely fell off to me because they became new metal.
They jumped the shark there.
Yeah.
Turned into corn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Corn.
But in 1996, hey, I will admit this freely. Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire. It was a good album.
But I can't listen to them anymore.
No, I can't. It's like nails on a chalkboard a lot of times to me. Definitely Marilyn Manson, Antichrist Superstar. I have no qualms of saying I love the album. Forbidden came out with Green that year, and Overkill came out with The Killing Kind, and I just like Overkill a lot. That's my honorable mentions.
All right.
I'll do mine pretty quick, but also I was going to point out this is why it was kind of a rough year, though. Like listening to some records that did come out also, like Metallica Load came out. I'm surprised you didn't say Manowar, George.
It's on my
He's not
honorable
done,
mentions.
Okay.
only gotten
Carcass
4,000.
Swan Song. Like Swan Song is not my favorite Carcass record. King Time and Graveyard. It's just like a lot of bands that I kind of like were kind of putting out their mid-range records.
Yeah,
Motorhead put out
exactly.
Overnight Sensation. And Overnight Sensation is not like a Motorhead record I really don't care about. So I guess I'm kind of doing my shameful list here. But you know what? Actually, I'll leave it at that. I don't need to be a list. You know,
All right.
I'm happy with what I put. But I'm
Do
very
you have
pleased
anything
to
like
hear.
more embarrassing? Like, come on.
No, well, I'm so glad to hear that. I honestly thought I was like Antichrist Superstar was going to be a bit of a confession on my part, and you guys would be like, "You're a dork, dude." So that's kind of interesting that you guys liked it.
It was a great album.
Yeah.
It really was.
You know, I listened to it again recently. I don't know, in the last month or two, and like listened to every song intently. You know, when it came out, I just listened to my favorite songs. You know, "Beautiful People," and you know, "Enough Middle Fingers" song, and
Yeah, 1996, Antichrist Superstar. I mean, there's a
and then
bunch of
like
great stuff.
"Reflecting God" and stuff like that. And I really listened to some of the more strange songs that are on there that are very more like electronic, and I was like, this was fucking genius. I was like,
It's almost scary.
I get it now. When it came out back in '96, I skipped over songs because I was just like, I don't get this song. And now I'm like,
There's
wow,
so much going on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
so good.
There's so much going on it. But a lot of people say it's his best record because it's really a Trent Reznor record.
Yeah.
Which is, no, I don't think it's true, but I mean, that's what people say.
Yeah.
But if you listen to it too, it's a huge headphones record.
Oh yeah. All right, a few more honorable mentions: Acid Bath, Pagan Terrorist Tactics, Killer.
God damn it. That would have been on my list.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was in 1996. God
Yeah,
damn.
that was originally my number 5. I just like that was the very first thing I did was wrote down Acid Bath as my number 5, and it
God, that song, Grave Flower on there.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's such a good song.
Dead Girl. Anyway, also Amorphous Elegy, Bathory, Blood on Ice, In Flames, Jester Race, Manowar, Louder Than Hell, Moonspells, Irreligious. And that's
I forgot about that. Yes, that's a good album.
and everything else has been said. Cryptopsy, Manson, Opeth, Therion, and Typo Negative.
Cool. We're all sort of on the same page. I still agree with Will. It's kind of wasn't a crazy good year. There was some great records that came out, but it just wasn't like a hard to choose from year for me.
It was the 90s, man. The 90s were rough.
I don't know. George and I seem to have a problem picking our top 5.
Yeah. But
Well, so that's
And-
the
and we'd
you
have-
know,
and we'd have to resort to any kind of MTV
it was like
bands.
it's almost a good year. Like it was just about when those good Bruce Dickinson solo records came out. We're going to come out. A couple of the good Nevermore records are getting ready to come out. I mean, it's just almost getting back to where everything was like back on track.
yeah. All right, so that's what we were listening to in 1996. What are we listening to now?
All right, I'll do mine fast, but I do have actually more this week than I normally do. So, still listening to Wolves in the Throne Room, Thrice Woven. Been spinning the New Enslaved a lot. E is the album. Monolord Rust. With the Dead, Love from With the Dead, which Will and I have discussed this one. I like it a lot. I don't know if I like it more than the first one, but I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
I think I like it better than the first
The new-
one.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like old Cathedral a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. More modern Force of Equilibrium a little bit more, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sorcerer, The Crowning of the Fire King. I'm loving this album. It's cool. We mentioned Spotlights, Seismic Ready, Dreadnought, Awaken, Sacred Waves. I don't know if these guys are a metal band, but they have some heavy parts. A band called Zeus, and I believe the album's called Of Adoration. Kind of cool instrumental stuff.
Yeah, I listened to some of that after
Post-rocky.
you posted that. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I call it metal, but it's got some metal moments. And then an album that I didn't realize was out there. George, you said you knew about it for a while, but I've been listening to it a lot. It's a band called Lore, and the album's called In Forgotten Sleep, which is kind of like this year's Wilderun a little bit.
Yeah.
Although heavier than Wilderun, I think. So it's cool.
Awesome. Will?
I'm just going to run through this quick. Primitive Man, Caustic, digging that. The new Spectral Voice, the new Spirited Drift, Curse of the Conception. A band I'm super excited about that I personally found out for the first time. Brazilian band, doom band called Jupiterian, and their album Urn, URN, and band Radio Moscow. Their album New Beginnings sounds a lot like old school Graveyard Trouble. So if you're into
Really?
the,
I saw that,
trad doom,
but I didn't listen to it because
gotta check
it
it
sounded
out.
like it was going to be like a rock band.
dude, well, I mean it is,
But I mean,
but
I meant like AOR rock.
no, check it out. It's
Bandcamp?
I think I got it on iTunes, but
Okay.
definitely check it
Okay.
out because if you like Graveyard, old school
Love
Trouble,
old
more
school
more
Trouble.
more in the Graveyard vein.
Okay.
Old Graveyard, not the new Graveyard album. Been listening to a little bit of the new Guar, which we got in the box, which I know has not been released yet. The King Goat Conduit album,
Which is a
Exhumed
reissue,
album.
apparently.
With new song, with bonus tracks,
Yeah.
from last
Yeah.
year.
Trying to go through this quickly. The new, I got an old demo of the Temple of the Void, which was good. Got an old Lord is Badass, which is Lord, the local band. Monolord Rust, been spinning that a lot lately, and been spinning the Cannibal Corpse, Reddit Before Black, the song Code of the Slashers, because somehow we don't get that one in the box. Come on. Fucking killing
Yeah.
me. I have been listening to Bell Witch, the Perihelion Ship, With the Dead, Love of the Dead, and I kind of like the first one better because John and I were talking about this. I think the first one was more Electric Wizardy, and I just kind of liked it a little bit more.
And that might have something to do with that. The first album had 2 members from Electric Wizard. This album has 2 members from Cathedral. So.
Right. The new Belphegor, Totten Ritual, which means death ritual in German.
That's an awesome
And
album.
then I'm really liking that one. And then apparently Space Slug came out with 2 albums this year, and they're new. So there was one earlier in the year, which was Time Traveler Dilemma, and now they have one called Mountains of Remittance and a Reminiscence. and they're both really good.
Saw it. I just haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah.
Saw it though.
And that is what I'm listening to.
Excellent.
Nailed it.
Jay.
I am really digging that Exhumed record, and can I just say I love the cover too. It's like this folded 1970s or 80s movie poster.
It's like, I
that
hate to say it, but it's almost like a synthwave cover.
I love it, and it's just good. It's really well produced. I've always kind of liked them, but not been crazy about them. But I can't seem to stop listening to this one. Somebody, I think it was Cult Nation, turned me on to this black metal. It's really essentially an EP called Ziggurat, Ziggurat. I'm enjoying that very much, and really trying to decide if it's long enough to put on my year of end list. I like it enough to say that. I got the Primitive Man record like Will did. I'm enjoying that. And then I got some new vinyl, which I won't go through the whole list, but one of those was the new Alice Cooper, which I think George and I mutually like.
Yep.
And since I got that on vinyl, I've been spinning that again. And it's a 2-disc LP that runs in 45 speed, George.
Aha. Nice.
Yeah, there's no real reason to tell you that, but there you go. And then I did buy some other vinyls this week, but they were just old things I'm filling holes with. So, and on to you, George.
Alrighty. So I have a relatively long list, but Will, before you cue up the dope smoker, understand that my list is broken into 2 parts. There's a smaller part.
George, not to cut you off, we're not queuing Dope Smoker anymore. We're queuing Bell Witch now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There's 2 parts, a smaller part and a larger part, and I think you're going to want to stick around for the larger part. So the first part of the list is the new album, and I want to say Acephalix, Acephalix. Decreation is the album. It's their 3rd album. They're from J-Town out there in San Fran, in the city.
God damn. What was their, say the name again?
Acephalix is my guess approximation of how they, Acephalix.
Ass
look it
and
up.
phallic.
Exactly. I don't know.
Yes.
Next up is the band Cellar Darling, which John will recognize from next year's Prog Power. The album is called
like
This
it?
Is the Sound, and it's basically 3 people from Alluviette that are no longer in the band, and they started another band.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's female fronted, is what it is, but for what it is, I like it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Next up is the band Droid and Terrestrial Mutations. This is not Droid Attacks. Don't want to get confused with the band that we've mentioned before. It's just Droid. Terrestrial Mutations, their first album, they're a Canadian prog thrash band. And if you guys have not checked this out yet, you should, because it's pretty cool. Next up, we have the band Order, and their first album, Lex Amentiae. It's like Tiae. I don't know how the Tae. I meant
Hey.
Hey. Anyway, this band surprised me because it's 2 former members of the band Mayhem, and not just like recent members. These are like old school members of Mayhem. We're talking about Mannheim, who was on drums, and Messiah, who was on vocals. Both of these guys predated Hellhammer and Dead in the band. So, and it's a cool black metal-ish kind of album. And, I was really impressed by it. 2 more on the short list. The first one surprised me that it was out and I hadn't heard about it. I've heard nothing about it. The band is called S-Tool, which is a shitty name. Album is called Tolerance Zero. And this is the new project from Ville from Sentenced. And unlike Poison Black, it sounds a lot more like Sentenced. So I've been playing the crap out of this album.
All right.
And then one that I'm hoping that maybe Will has heard of is a band from the DC area called Shroud Ritual and their album 5 Sons. Anything?
I have not. No.
They're an
no.
instrumental prog black death band that I literally went back through my emails to see.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again?
Prog black death.
No, an instrumental prog death black band.
Black death band. Yeah, it's.
So basically just an instrumental metal band, basically.
It sounds kind of like a black metal album with no vocals. But I swear I had heard their name as somebody that had played at Atlas before, so I went and looked, and I couldn't find anything, so I was apparently wrong. But
No, they've not
maybe it's a
played Atlas.
premonition that they should be. Just saying.
What's the name of the band again?
Shroud Ritual. Look them up on Bandcamp. Now,
Where they from again?
And could you say the name one more time, please? Just joking.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll shut up.
all right. So now the rest of this list is
Wait, why was that the short list?
because because there's a story for the rest of the list. The rest of the list is entirely death metal.
What?
That's what I'm saying, because I'm the guy who doesn't listen to death metal, right? Well, usually I need a reason to listen to death metal, and I've been pretty pissed off for the last 2 weeks, and so I've been listening to a fuck ton of death metal.
Is it because the Redskins suck?
No, but they do. And so I've got a bunch of, it's a mix of old and new, because I've been going back to the classics, but I've also discovered some really cool new ones, and I'm hoping maybe you've heard of, I know you've heard of one of them, because it was on your mid-year list, Will. Okay, I'm going to go through this relatively quickly. Archspire Relentless Mutation is still kicking my ass. I frickin' love that album. But then I went back to Autopsy, Severed Survival and Mental Funeral. Good shit. A new album, new this year, called Azarath, and the album's called In Extremis.
Yeah, that was on my mid-year.
It was too?
It sounds a lot like,
Oh, there's another one that was on your list. They're a Polish Black Death band, and I'm loving this album. It's killer.
I'm loving
I
it.
love it. I've also been listening to Vile and Kill from Cannibal Corpse.
it kills my favorite kind of corpse album.
You turned me onto that album in a big bad way, so thank you.
Wait, can you just isolate that and say you turn me on?
You turned me on in a big bad way, big boy.
That's the one with the slightly longer songs on it. Is that not correct? Are there the tunes on that one a little longer than the sort of average Cannibal Corpse tune?
Not really, no.
Okay, I don't know where I came up with it. There's something about that record that stands out to me, but go ahead, George.
What stands out to me is that Corpse Grinder enunciates a little bit more, and the songs are
Punchy.
a little bit more distinct. Yeah, they're a little more distinguishable from earlier Cannibal Corpse stuff, which you can kind of get lost in the whole album, where it just sounds like a lot of times there's more hooky riffs and bridges and all that stuff, and on Kill that separate the songs a little bit more. That's all, in my opinion.
Actually, it's funny because I don't own a lot of theirs, but I do own that one, and I think it's because you did recommend it once on an early episode you were on by when I wasn't here. You were on, and we're talking about them or something.
Yeah, it's a great.
Anyway,
album.
George.
Yeah, it's okay. Next is Carcass, and going back to what I think of as one of their best albums, Necroticism, Descanting the Insalubrious, if you can say that
Yes,
That album's awesome.
one. It is an awesome album.
I love that album.
Next up, we already mentioned it several times, Cryptopsy, None So Vile. It's
it's
just punishing, and I've been using that. Death, all. Enough said. Another one that's kind of surprised me that's new that I was really enjoying is the new Decrepit Birth, Axis Mundi.
Yep, I've been listening to
That's
that.
good stuff. I've also been listening to the first 3 Deicide albums. Now, normally I only listen to the first 2, but after Blake was on, I decided to give Once Upon the Cross another go, and it was not bad. So there you go. Thanks, Blake. I've also been listening to...
Blake Peterson from Lyceum.
Correct, not Pig Destroyer Blake.
Right.
The new Entrails, World Inferno, been checking that out. Expulsion, Nightmare Future, all 13 glorious minutes of it. Which related to that, I've also been listening to the new, the old Repulsion album, because Expulsion is Exhumed plus Repulsion is Expulsion. Another one that I'm just loving, that I can't believe I haven't listened to. I know the band, but I've not listened to this album. Is the band Hate and Tremendum. It's their 10th album, Polish death metal band. Another one from Will's list, Hideous Divinity.
Oh, that's good.
Advenians, third album of Italian death metal. Good stuff, really good.
Sounds. I remember Azarath and Hideous Divinity remind me a little bit of Nile.
Yeah, definitely. Which I've also been listening to, Annihilation of the Wicked. Fuck yeah.
That's a good one.
Another one, I went out of order here, a band called, I'm guessing, Maat, M-A-A-T. Monuments Will Enslave. Second album of German death metal. Really digging it. If you haven't listened to that one, we'll check it out. That one is actually reminiscent of Nile as well, even in their imagery.
Okay.
First three Morbid Angels, duh. Well, I skipped. Yeah, I already said.
I was just listening. Oh, what the hell was I just listening to today? Motherfucker. Morbid Angel album. Sorry, go ahead.
They're alphabetical. Altars of Madness, Blessed are the Sick, Covenant, Domination. Alphabetical.
Oh, yeah. Altars of Madness.
I mentioned Repulsion already, and so finally we're ending with Suffocation Pierced from Within.
Yeah, weirdly enough, I didn't have it, and I just picked it up like a couple months ago.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. It's the only one I didn't have, and I thought I had it.
Now you do. All right, so that is my death metal orgy of death.
I do like it.
Yeah.
Georgie.
Yeah.
Georgie of Death.
Yeah. So hopefully soon I'll be a little happier and back to just listening to black metal again. But, we'll see. All right, we are at the end of the episode now, and we will see you next time. But before we go, make sure to check us out on SoundCloud, on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, Stitcher, and wearemetalheads.com. If you want to know what we're listening to, check us out on Bandcamp and look us up on there to see what we've been buying and what's on our wish lists and things like that. And
so, what are you on Bandcamp, George?
I am. I believe I am Metalheads George.
Jay.
I have to look at it real quick, but I think it's Catatonic J.
Yeah.
I am Brew Metal Will.
And I'm the only person listed as John X.
That's right. And he's got a little nuclear symbol.
Yeah.
Biohazard or something.
Like radiation, baby. I'll fuck you up.
And, the new website's got a contact form on there if you want to, let us know what you think of what we're doing or how little you think of what we're doing, or if you have any comments on anything we've said or anything you'd like us to talk about, head to the website.
Send us hate mail.
Send us fan mail.
All right.
Until next time, we remain the Metalheads.